welcome to Tempting Fate, and Tempting Fate, we are the next game in Saving Throw's longest day marathon, benefiting the Alzheimer's Association. So thank you for being with us, and thank you for being with us.
Yay! We're so excited to be here!
Yeah! We have our regular friend, Sam DeLev, and Ravity Domse.
Hey!
And new friend, Nicole Tompkins.
Yeah!
And Vince Castro will be with us. He's, LA traffic, but he'll be here. It'll be fun.
Classic.
So today we're playing The Great Mouse Detective, which is a hack of John Harper's Lasers and Feelings, the game we play here. All right, so I'm going to whiz through the announcements. We got a lot of announcements. And then we'll get to it. So, okay, here we go.
I've missed this.
Everything changed when the caffeination.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I got like an itch in the throat today. Whoa, stuff is happening.
I know.
Oh my God, Tinksy, thank you.
Yeah.
Whoa.
The stuff you hear is not related to.
Oh, okay.
It's not related to this?
The stuff I hear is not related to donations, so if I hear anything from Rick Bud, I'm supposed to ignore?
Wait. Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Dom said so. That's definitely a thing that Dom said.
Okay. So, what's going on? Okay. The announcements. Welcome Vince Castro and Nicole Tompkins.
Yay!
Tempting Fate logo shirts are available at TeePublic, and our previous hacks are available in the Saving Throw Discord. Dom will throw all those links, and we're gonna be at Gen Con playing Tempting Fate live at Gen Con.
Yay!
Go. There's a link out there for that too. Come see us play live at Gen Con. There'll be cool people. It'll be fun. Thanks to John Harper, who designed Lasers and Feelings, which is the game we play here, and thanks to Saving Throw and Dom for making this all possible, and to Megan for running the longest day marathon, and for you to you for tuning in.
Showing up.
Yes, thank you.
And watching, and being here.
And showing up. Holy heck. Y'all.
You should do this.
I got you.
First of all, as normal, we got Carrier Penguins, and check out today's official Carrier Penguin by our friend Meaning of Night at Tempting Fate RPG on Twitter or Instagram, and there are some great character portraits by our friend Jess at My2K that are just insane.
They're amazing. They're so good.
If you haven't seen them, they're posted on everyone's social media.
We'll get back to those, yeah.
Oh my God.
If you know of Just My 2K, you know that this is the typical reaction to seeing work of Just My 2K. If you don't know Jess at My 2K, go follow Just My 2K. You deserve nice things, like
True.
following Just My 2K.
Yes.
Go do it.
Seconded.
And thank you, Jess. You're incredible. Design all my rodent and rodent adjacent creatures.
Please.
You should do this.
I think, we tried one time, but it didn't take.
So good. So we got the Carrier Penguins, and check out the art, and we've got a bunch of reward tiers, a whole lot of reward tiers. So here are the reward tiers, and some of them are already unlocked. Thanks to Tinksy. Oh my God. The first one, $250 is 3 rerolls for the table.
Yes, we're gonna
and
need those.
3 rerolls for me.
We're like the pretty alright mouse detectives
Yeah.
right now. It's the rerolls.
We kind of get
Great
the
mouse
job
detectives.
done.
And $500. Be prepared. So you get your second D6 now. Normally you start with up to 3 D6.
Okay, mouse
we got a
detectives.
cap on that today, so now you're up to 2. Thanks to the audience.
There's hope.
Oh, thank you, Kate.
Seriously, there's a chance.
Oh, hey, thank you.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Kate.
And $750 tier was a pupper time. Now. The Great Mouse Detective mythology has its own pupper, of course, Toby the Bloodhound, who is actually Sherlock Holmes mythology. He's actually Sherlock Holmes's Bloodhound. I think Basil just borrows him.
I love him.
Yeah.
Out on assignment.
So now you will have Toby the Bloodhound just like right from the start.
I have juicy crumpets.
All right, you know what? I think you should play Toby.
I'm so here to play a dog. Yes,
Okay,
let's do it.
Yeah, that is your secondary character.
Yes,
you are
down,
Toby the Bloodhound. You have the scientific sniffer.
Super analytical sniffing snoot.
Snooper analytical
What they
sniffing
said.
snoot.
Oh my god.
Snoot.
Oh my God.
Would you like a cheese crumpet, Toby?
Yeah, Yeah, so those are the ones that are unlocked. And now, okay, and so here's what's left. If we get to $1,000, if we are that fortunate, we have the early Dom Time bonus spectacular.
What?
Dom Time.
It's breaking out of its cage. The Dom Time is escaping.
Yeah,
Dom
usually Dom Time is when Dom behind the camera there just gets to throw something kind of random into the mix.
Ooh.
It usually doesn't come until after we're out of tiers, but tonight, if we get to $1,000, Dom's just gonna get to mess with us a little bit early, with the advice and consent of chat, of course.
I'm learning all of this right now too, so you guys have to unlock these things so I know what's happening.
Thank you, Heart of Handprints.
Oh my God, Heart of Handprints, thank you.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, like I should explain better, right? You're here for the first time.
No,
also,
it's
like,
fine.
The carrier penguins, just so you know, they are a messenger service who are not bound by rain nor sleet nor like narrative continuity.
As
They
they
can
should.
come in and out of any story at any point to deliver messages from the audience to you or whoever.
I'm waiting
all
for my
of them-
penguin then, because I want one.
All very adult penguins
Yes.
in the carrier penguin service. There are no child penguins.
Oh my goodness, I'm so excited.
There are no children masquerading as adults in the
No.
carrier.
Very adult penguins.
Ginger beer.
And if we get to 1250, if we are that fortunate, then you get your third die, your third D6, which is your expertise D6.
I want. Thank you, everyone, for the donation.
Oh, wow, thank you.
We are on our way.
Yeah, we're
Oh
Oh my
going.
God, thank you, everybody. And if we get to $1,500, if we are that lucky,
When?
the Spy Master, the team gets a one-time favor from Basil of Baker Street's older, smarter brother.
No! Oh my God, can he be played by like Mouse Andrew Scott? Like that's who I need. I just need.
Yeah, sure,
Or Mark
what-
Gaddis as well. I could do either, but I need Mark Gaddis or Mark Andrews.
I'm glad that this is well casted. In
Oh my
your
God, yes,
hemisphere.
it's this whole thing is cast in my head. That's
Yeah.
brilliant. That's brilliant. Please get us older brother.
We can do it.
Gaddis Mouse.
Yeah, Gaddis Mouse. I could do either.
Gaddis
And if we get to 1750, we haven't done this in a while. A good old-fashioned character swap.
Oh, hey, it's been a hot minute.
Yes, two randomly selected players will have to swap
Wonderful.
characters for 20 minutes.
Two randomly selected Vince Costo and someone else.
Okay.
He's not here. He can't protest. He doesn't
Yes.
get to know.
Vince, if you have any objections, just speak up now. Nope, I think he's
Yep.
good.
No.
It's on you.
And if we should get to $2,000 tonight, we're
When?
very ambitious today. Yes, that's. We have the tier we're calling Air London, which is a good old-fashioned steampunk flying machine chase. Every good Sherlock Holmes story these days has a good flying machine
I'm
sequence
so
in it
glad
somewhere.
that that's a tier.
Yeah, so that's good big action thing with over the skies of London and
I'm a tinkerer. I
with
can make.
mice.
How many ways can I set it on
They
fire?
have a similar thing in the movie with like the balloon, but
True. That's very true.
And if we get to 2250, if we get anywhere close to that, it'd be amazing. We're doing a great mouse detective watch along with at least me and Sam and probably a couple of other people. Everybody's invited.
I've only seen The Great Mouse Detective Down Under. I haven't actually seen the original Great Mouse Detective because y'all are jumping feet. You know who I am. You know what this is.
We need to
so
fix this.
if
What's
we get
that
this
tier?
donation, then I get to
Mouse
watch.
You are valid.
Down Under.
You are valid.
Oh, it's amazing.
I want to see that.
You get to really experience Sam discovering the Great Mouse Detective.
If you want
for
to
the
see what
first
it's
time.
like when the cultural vacuum receives a culture, this is how.
Love it.
So yeah, that's 2250 is the watch along, and everybody is invited to that. And we'll just we'll just sort of discuss the movie and have fun with it.
It's gonna happen either way, but if you want to be there,
Yeah. Well, and if we should get to $2,500, the absolute top tier, which is insane, we have God, please.
Please.
Ravity
I need to be getting on my
presents The Bachelor. Next season, Ravity will GM a game of 10 candles based on The Bachelor.
I need this.
Yeah, I don't know if you've been keeping up with The Bachelor, but it's getting pretty
Never.
brutal. This this season.
Thank you, Adam, for the donation.
And I just really
Oh
want
my
to
God.
play a
Adam's
game.
like, heck
Yes,
yes, let's
Thank
do
you.
it.
Let's do
Oh,
it.
buddy.
Yeah, I just want
Bachelor
one where
fan.
they all get really into the game and all kill each other. It's gonna be great. And who better to run a trash fire game like that than me? Anyway,
I want this. I need
who gets
this.
the rose? Who doesn't? Who ends up dead? Let's find out.
Rave is the patron saint of trash fires, and it was
So
born
good.
for this
Yes,
game.
I'm so ready. Anyway, help us get there, please.
Oh, whoa! It looks like you have unlocked the early Dom Time bonus spectacular.
What?
That's awesome.
What is that?
It could mean anything. Eventually,
It
we'll
means,
find out.
we're halfway there.
Okay, good.
Yeah, so that's expertise is next, and that's it. That's all the tiers. And thank you, Todd. Thank you,
thank you.
everybody. And yeah, those are all the tiers. But there's also tonight there's this great Mouse Detective prize pack where I think if you donate, you're entered in a raffle to win all this stuff. Is that the deal, Dom? Like all this. Hang on, I'm just gonna try and run through this. A $50 gift code to Reaper Miniatures, a gift certificate worth $25 for any digital offerings from Evil Hat Store, a digital copy of Titan Effect RPG, a starter set and a core book from Endless Realms, a starter pack PDF from Doomtown for Doomtown from Pinebacks Entertainment, a full suite of Flash Gordon RPG. Oh my god, I want to play that. PDFs from Pinnacle, PDF, a bundle of Scarred Land from Onyx Path,
I see you, Jonathan.
Mermage dice set from Dice Envy, a pink Elixir Wizard dice set from Polyhero Dice, that one's for North America only, and Venture Force storytelling game for up to 4 players. So that's like a ton of stuff. That's awesome. Oh yeah, thank you. Oh,
Hey, I know. Thank you very much, Alan.
Thank you.
and Jonathan, thank you. So
Terrific,
yeah.
entertaining streamer, Perfect Garden.
So that's the Great Mouse Detective prize pack. I'm sure I'm sure Dom couldn't get all that stuff again in the chat or somewhere. So yeah, okay. I think that is all the announcements. So let's get to the game.
Yeah.
So yeah, we are playing The Great Mouse Detective, a hack of lasers and feelings, and the way this game's work is everybody has a character, and every character has a style and a role and a number that sort of tells you a little bit about their personality. And tonight everybody has a really cool character portrait from Jeff at Y2K, which you can see on our Twitter account. They are just incredible.
They're fantastic.
So basically, the way it works is you pick a number 2 through 5, and if you have a high number, it means you're better at what we're calling head tasks, and that's like Mr. Spock stuff, technology, science, cold rationality, precise action, stuff like that. And if it's a low number, it means you're better at heart tasks, which is like intuition and diplomacy and seduction and wild, passionate action, Captain Kirk kind of stuff. And whenever something is in doubt, I'll call for a roll. And I'll tell you how many dice you're rolling. You automatically roll 1d6. You can now roll 2 if it's something you're prepared for, thanks to the audience. Oh,
Everybody.
Zachary. Thank
Zachary.
Hey, thanks.
Showing up.
yeah, oh my god, thank you everybody. So yeah, you can now roll up to 2, and the way it works is if none of your die succeed, it goes horribly wrong somehow, things get worse. If one of your die succeed, you sort of barely manage with some kind of complication or harm. If 2 succeed, you do a good job. And if 3 succeed, you get a critical success, which gives you, some kind of bonus or success with style or extra.
Usually a
effect or
good
something.
newspaper article in the arts and leisure section.
Yes, it could just be good coverage, because hey, that's worth something,
Gotta do it.
And if you roll your number exactly, you get what tonight we're calling, you're going to make an amazing deduction, sort of Basil style. And because you can basically ask anything, it could be a pretty amazing deduction.
But the trick is to ask the right question.
Yeah, you get to ask the GM a question, and I will answer it honestly for you. And some kind of questions are, about what a character is thinking or who's behind something or this or that. Usually little details will pay off better. And then you can change your action if you want to based on what you hear and roll again. And if you want to help somebody just before they act, just call out, hey, I want to help them by doing whatever, and then you just roll as normal. And if you succeed, they get an extra d6. And if hey, you fail, nothing bad happens to them. you just don't get help. So that's it. Those are the rules. Okay, I'm going home.
I'm trying not to cross.
No,
I actually have a question.
Yeah.
Did we get an unlock? Is there an unlock there for the third die, or are we the OK Mouse detectives the whole way?
No, there isn't unlock for the third die. The unlock for the third die is 1250.
Okay.
It is in fact the next one right now.
Oh, so we're almost at being actually great mouse detectives.
We could be amazing.
Yeah, wow. That's yes. You would
I am
basically
pretty amazing.
starting pretty close to experts anyway.
Or
But
we're
hey,
gonna have to start it and so that we're bad and we get better just for narrative.
well, you know, I mean, and this is a good point to sort of ease into the story a little bit. So
Yeah.
this is London in 1898, so we are about a year after the events of the movie The Great Mouse Detective. Oh, Aki, thank you. So, yeah, we are about a year after the events of Great Mouse Detective, and after the defeat of Professor Ratigan, Basil of Baker Street was more famous than ever. And his services were sort of in high demand, so he decided to train a small group of hand-picked students in his methods of detection. He's not in it for the money. He's an amateur detective, of course, but you know, he has a tough time saying no to people in need, and there's only one Basil, so, you know, it just sort of made sense to start forming a little, you know, service around it. And you are those students, and eventually Vince Casso. Yeah, and that's probably a good place for us to start for now. So it's like, let's sort of, okay, let's introduce the characters. Yeah, let's introduce the characters, and let's do it. Why don't we sort of do it like in game?
Yeah, I'm into it.
Okay,
Let's go.
So we'll start like, and it's like your private interviews with Basil before you are accepted into his academy way back when. It's a little bit of like a, you know, pre-credit sequence kind of thing. And I guess we'll start with Ravity. Now, just so you know, our story takes place about a week after the detonation. There was a mad bomber in London who set off a bomb that made everybody's accents go wonky. So everyone now, for a little while, sort of sounds like Americans doing bad English accents.
Oh, I can't do accents at all. This is gonna be great.
You're allowed to be the American.
I am the American.
Long tradition of the one American in a movie full of
American.
Everybody is the one American.
Yes.
Yeah. So we'll start with Ravy. You received an invitation to 221B Baker Street.
It arrives at my orphanage. When I look at it. Already starting with the trash fire, people. Let's go. Okay, so it arrives at my orphanage, and I definitely like look at it very quickly, and then I steal everyone else's mail as well in the process. But you know, I show up to my interview on time, and this is Belinda Butterkiss, and I ring the doorbell, and if it takes them longer than 2 seconds to open, I'm trying to crawl through the window.
No, actually, it oops. What happened? Okay. Actually, it opens pretty quickly.
Beautiful.
And inside, is Mrs. Judson, who is the housekeeper of 221B. Of course,
Okay.
the small mouse hole 221B. She opens the door, and she, you must be
Mrs. Butterkiss. Belinda Butterkiss.
Come in. Ooh, thank you, Jesse.
Is she wearing
Oh,
anything
and thank you,
nice?
Dark Nate.
Hey!
Oh, nice chaos.
Nice chaos.
Amazing. Top quality
Beautiful.
chaos.
I missed you.
Thank you, everybody.
666 out of 666.
Yeah. Is she wearing anything nice?
She's, you know, dressed as a
A watch,
housekeeper.
earrings, a necklace,
She
photo
has,
of her children.
She has earrings.
Can I try stealing those earrings?
Oh my God, are you serious? Okay.
That rogue.
Wow, we haven't even introduced your character yet. No, that's great.
This is me introducing my character. I'm playing the daring thief.
Okay, you are you are coming up behind Mrs. Judson, about to sort of like daringly steal her earrings, when there is a voice behind you. I'm not sure I would do that.
Do what?
And there before
And
you
charming
is
smile.
Basil of Baker Street, and he looks you over and he says, You already stole that mail. Do you think you need to steal those earrings too?
How'd you know about the mail?
I'm Basil of Baker Street.
It's really amazing to meet you, Mr. Basil. She goes out to reach her.
He reaches out to say.
She shakes. Does he have a watch?
No, he has a pocket watch.
Damn it.
It's
She just
all-
shakes. She's actually very, very impressed to see Mr. Basil of Baker Street. This is her, like, wow, it's really you. Oh my gosh. Am I interviewing with you? I'm not interviewing with her, am I?
Just follow me into the
Of course. Lead the
office.
way. You
and-
know, I've been following every case of yours ever since you ever started, and wow, I'm really happy to be here.
And the two of you talk, and you over the course of the conversation, he determined that you are Belinda Butterkiss, and you, Belinda, your number is a 2, which makes you a hard character,
Yeah.
which he can determine because he's that good.
Yeah.
And you are a daring thief. And Basil settles back. Belinda, tell me a little bit about your goals.
Well, I want to be the youngest mouse to ever join MI6. And so that is my current goal. I will do just about anything to get there. But you know, I just really want to solve some crimes and like have a theme song and just be the coolest mouse there ever was. You know,
Well-
kind of like you.
I'm an excellent judge of character, and I think you're going to fit in great around here.
Amazing. When do I start? Tomorrow. I can start right now. I
Yeah.
have no one to go home to.
And you are in, and on that we, you have no one to go home to? You had to throw that in there? Like, I was about to just end
Of course she did.
Of course.
You
I
know what she is.
Continue.
Well,
I missed you, buddy. How dare.
I'll tell Mrs. Judson to make you up a room.
It's okay. I've already told the inn that I'm staying with them tonight. But you know, tomorrow I don't have any plans, so I will absolutely take Miss Judson up on that.
Very well.
Is he wearing a watch?
No, he's a pocket watch.
Also,
It's the same scene. He hasn't changed his clothes.
True.
And yeah, and now we'll come over to Sam here. And Sam Sylvie Sweet Whiskers. You also get an invitation to come meet with Basil of Baker Street, who you have, of course, heard of in your line.
No, I remember the night that arrived. Naturally, it came to the Happy Snuff Retirement Home, where I now live after retiring from Her Majesty's Secret Service. And I was knitting that night. And it was the strangest thing. One of my old enemies from my shopkeeping days tried to put out a hit on me. I was knitting. But after we had cleaned up from that, I remember finding a letter that had come through my door, and I hadn't heard anything because of all the noise made during the melee. But it did mean that I couldn't finish my knitting, and so I have brought it with me to my interview today. Yes. Hello.
Yes, Basil of Baker Street again.
It is so lovely.
Yes.
So lovely. It's so lovely to meet you.
It is
Look at
indeed.
you.
Thank you.
So young.
Your reputation with the service is quite respectable, and well, frankly,
Of course, I'm glad the lies are spreading.
I'm an excellent judge of character, and I can tell that you, Sylvie, are you're a very heady type. I would say a 5. And Sylvie's a 5.
Is speaking.
And Sylvie's a sneaky spy, and
Why so?
yeah,
But I mean, having said that, it is nice to go out from time to time. I found, when I was to have a hobby, I tried ceramics, and well, it didn't really take.
And Dr.
I'm
Dawson
fired.
looks at Basil and says, are you sure about this one? And Basil's just like, yes, I never make mistakes, Dawson. Well, very seldomly make mistakes, Dawson.
Belinda sticks her head in. He never makes mistakes. She sticks her head back out.
Yeah. And you also receive an invitation to come meet with Basil of Baker Street. Mr. Vince Casso.
Hi, everyone.
I've been your puppet version, you.
Oh,
Yes,
fantastic.
Wait, that what? You just got it?
I know,
You
right?
can this
Hi-
please be
I was actually
in-game?
watching the Twitch
Like
stream.
Dorian crashes. Polly.
Yes, I'm here for this.
You show up
Crashing
at Egg
interview.
Powers
Crashing
donate,
interview.
so.
Oh,
my
thank
gosh,
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You need a sound effect again. I missed
Crashing the
sound
interview.
effect. That would be great. Oh my god.
We got you.
So yeah, we just sort of got in and we were starting to meet the characters, and we met Sam's character and Rave's character.
Perfect.
And now we're meeting Nicole's character. So Nicole, tell us a little about Polly, or let's say Polly Cheese Stick received her invitation.
Cheese stick.
Oh, I'm sorry. Polly McCheesestick received her invitation to come meet with Basil and Baker.
Actually, my mum received my invitation, and she'd already opened it by the time I got home. But I was so excited because, I mean, she'd already put together my little knapsack so that I could go and meet him, and I was just thrilled. and she even remembered my screwdriver and my extra little, I have a few nuts and bolts around because you never know what you're going to need them for. So it was very exciting.
And Dawson looks down at Basil and is like, "Are you sure about this one?" And Basil's like, "She's clearly a prodigy, Dawson. Trust me, with a little instruction, this mind will be catching
working on a string
the
cheese
worst
maker.
criminals of London." Yeah, and you also are welcomed into Basil's class. And Vince is Dorian Brindletoft. Dorian
Yes.
receives an invitation. Now, his invitation comes. Basil of Baker Street has this, sort of group of sort of street toughs that sometimes do his work for him. They're called the Baker Street Irregulars, and they sort of sometimes find people who are hard to find, and you are a man who is hard to find, Dorian, and you got this message inviting you to come meet with Basil, you came to meet with him, and he can instantaneously tell that you are full of heart. You are a 2.
I am a 2
character. By the way, if we can say Polly is a 4, making her a head-ish character.
What is that?
Well,
Is that a number in Lose Your Feelings?
4?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Every once in a while, it is.
Huh. What?
What's it usually?
Sounds fake to me.
What?
Oh, because most people aren't 4s?
For whatever reason,
Reason.
I have played more characters in this game than I think almost anyone, and I never play a 4. Ever.
played
They're like
4.
5s, but bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, speaking of which, I guess that last one opened up the third D6, so you will start.
Oh, we're great mouse detectives! Thank
fantastic.
you!
Actually, a compliment.
I don't know why 3s aren't 2s, but bad in this logic.
Yeah,
like,
this
clearly
is-
there's nothing here.
That's awesome. So we get to the next one. It's the Spy Master. The team gets a one-time favor from Basil of Baker Street's older, smarter brother. But quick,
Either Andrew
let's
Scott or Marcus.
meet Dorian Brindletoft.
Dorian Brindletoft.
Tell us a little about yourself and your, say, goals.
Right, so yes, I'm Dorian Brindletoft, and I'm a lot of things. My skills are in disguise, impersonation, and in infiltration. I wear many faces and never my own. I've come into the service of Basil of Baker Street, hoping to learn the methods of detection he employs to find someone who's guilty of the crime for which I was accused.
And what is the crime for which you are accused?
Which
Of course, I already know because I'm Basil of Baker Street, but I'm testing you.
Well, I was accused of the murder of a nobleman, actually, and I was an innocent entirely, and so I seek through these detective methods to find out who really did it. I was thankfully able to take some heat off of myself by stealing my arrest warrant from the London police while infiltrating a sergeant there, but impersonating one, rather. And ever since then, I've been trying to track down who the real killer is.
Well, I have a good feeling about you, as I do with all of my students. And I think you will make a great detective someday. So you are also welcomed into Basil School, and then we'll just speed through a little bit. We'll sort of say that.
Yeah.
Certainly.
And for the next couple of weeks and, let's say a couple of months, you study under Basil, and he teaches you sort of basic detective skills about deduction and his methods of finding evidence and the tests that he performs, and
19th century montage.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, this is the
Lots
training,
of cheese crumpets.
training montage.
Little knitted hat.
Thank you.
Little knitted
Hey,
scarf.
thank you, Tyler Boyce.
Thank you,
Tyler.
My uncle George Higgins. He suffered early stage Alzheimer's and passed away last year. The worst of the disease. Oh, sorry.
Tyler's a
thank you,
good dude.
Yes.
Little knitted earmuffs.
So
Knitted everyone. Knit. Hat.
Oh
Scarf. Earmuffs.
yeah, something big. Buffy.
and this school works a little bit. It's. I think it's like an old episode of House or something. Like he takes you around, on his cases. You get to sort of watch over his shoulder. He sort of quizzes
Yes.
you on, what you see in a crime scene and things like that. And one day you show up for class. We'll say chemistry, because of course chemistry is a huge part of detective work. You have to be able to trace all sorts of components and chemicals and such and so forth.
Critical to mix the chemicals together and
Yes.
make them go boom, and then you have a bunch of soot on your face.
Well, no, okay.
Otherwise, it's not chemistry, is it?
No.
Certainly
And-
not.
Chemistry should always go wrong. That's what's great about it.
I mean, what's the point if there isn't even a bang?
If you don't have the boom, you never learn the bang.
That is what they
That
say.
is quite
Yes.
right, and
Pithy.
I look forward to the day that you know just how right it is.
Okay, we'll just say this is the conversation you're having while you're waiting for Basil to show up for class. And you wind up you find yourself waiting a while. And long after class is supposed to have begun, Basil hasn't shown up. Very unlike him, he's usually pretty punctual. And just as you're sort of starting to get a little, curious about what's going on, Dr. Dawson shows up. And he comes in. Hello, class. And he looks around.
Hello.
Yes.
It's you.
Good to see you.
Where's Basil?
Of course.
He's made us wait a very long time.
Well, that is unfortunately what I'm here about. Well, this is probably no need for alarm or to cause any worry, but
Too late.
You know, if he's 15 minutes late, per policy, we are allowed to leave.
I need a stapler.
That's excellent. But
I stole the stapler.
I was wondering where it went.
that's not excellent, you. But unfortunately, Basil seems to have gone missing.
What?
Missing?
3 days ago, Basil left his office. What he merely told me was a matter of great importance and the utmost urgency, and without telling me any more, he rushed out the door and never returned.
Well, how do we know he's not gone for 3 days intentionally?
We don't, but
His
usually...
violin is still here. Wouldn't have left without it.
Ooh, I like that. You know what? I'm not gonna make a roll for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's pretty convincing, Dr. Dawson. I'm inclined to agree.
So you think that he might have encountered some other kind of violins?
God. Sam puns. You can
Dr. Dawson,
register
are
your
you quite
opinions
all
in
right?
the chat.
You seem quite pained.
No, violence, not...
Yes, quite. So do you think he might have found some? It might have befallen him.
Anything is possible. Basil tracks the most dangerous criminals in the world, and even though Ratigan is gone, there are still many dangerous criminals in London. If he said he was going somewhere on a matter of the utmost importance, then it very well could have been something very dangerous. And, well, frankly, figuring out things and following clues is not really my work, so I was hoping you, his students, could help me see if you can figure out where Basil went and, just that he's doing all right.
Well, this is what we've trained for, is it not?
Is this like a field trip?
Belinda Butterkiss is already walking towards his office.
Towards
towards
Basil's
Basil's
office?
office. She's just like, okay, I've gotten everything I need from you. I'm gonna go.
Dawson,
Yes.
did he give an indication as to where he might be going when he left?
Not to me.
But. No, that's it? No? Okay.
Not to me. Basil, he always has his fingers in numerous pies.
So should we look at the pie shop?
Well, I mean, I can't swear that you shouldn't look at the pie shop.
I mean, I could quite do with a spot of pie.
It's not impossible he's at the pie shop. It's
like pie.
unlikely he's at the pie shop.
Probably not physically impossible, no. I mean, although I don't know, maybe it's a very small pie shop.
A little early for
Any
pie.
signs of struggle in the study?
Okay, so you went to his office, his study.
Yeah,
Where'd you go?
Yeah, I just went to his office.
All right, so you walk into Basil's office.
I'd like to scurry behind her.
You scurry up behind her, and we will say this is we are in 221B. So, you two head into the office, and the office door is unlocked and open, and you look around, and Basil's desk is messy. It's piles of papers and scraps and things like that,
Do you think we
What do
should
you wanna
check
do?
the target? I feel like sometimes he pins what he's thinking about there.
He does do that a lot. What do we see when we look at the target?
The target?
On the wall.
Yeah,
Oh.
Yeah, what
what's he been
stays
throwing
on
darts?
target?
Yeah,
Where
yeah.
he chucks knives.
Yeah, what's he been throwing darts at?
What's he been throwing darts at? What's he been throwing darts at? He has been throwing darts, you know what? It's like there's nothing on the wall where he used to have the picture of Ratigan that he threw darts at. It's just a blank wall now, and the darts are sort of neatly piled just like on the floor.
Oh, that's not right.
Oh, that's not.
Something's terribly
Something
wrong.
terrible has happened.
Oh, this is bad. This is really, really bad.
So, what do you want to do? You want to?
Well, but Linda Butterkiss starts singing a theme song.
You're
So just in the background.
singing your theme song.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all we have now.
Do you want to? I mean, okay. So things you could do. It's you can search the room, search the house. you
Yeah, so I would like to see if no signs of struggle in here.
Why don't you roll to search? I mean, you have all your D6 now, but you are still only a student detective.
Okay.
We will say, Belinda Butterkiss, you're a daring thief. So actually, like,
So
Casey
yeah, as a
knows
person who
figuring
is
things
very
out.
used to like messing shit up and then like putting it back perfectly, I think that I'm very and considering that one of the things that I have stolen is actually something of Basil's, I feel like I've come in here before and I've like scoped out.
We've been here for
His-
weeks. You absolutely
Yeah.
have.
What
You need
have-
every lock in there.
What,
Yeah.
what have
Russell
you
Peters.
stolen of Basil's?
I've stolen his revolver.
You stole Basil's revolver.
I stole Basil's revolver.
Yeah, let's get
I
that
don't
out
think
there.
yeah. Let's actually let's make this a moment. My cheese stick. I have something to tell you. I feel terribly guilty of it and I never want to think about it again. That's why I'm gonna tell you and you're gonna keep it in yourself and you're gonna just like hold it there until one day you will die with that information, okay? Promise?
I solemnly swear that whatever you're about to tell me, I'm not going to tell anyone because you don't want to ever think about it ever again. And if you do, it's my fault and I'll take full responsibility for that. And you can have my cheese crumpets for like a week.
Perfect. I wanted nothing less. Okay. I stole Basil's revolver last week, and I feel terribly guilty about it. What if whatever has happened to him, he couldn't save himself because he didn't have his revolver? Anyway, I have his revolver. You can never tell anyone this ever.
I promise I won't. But it's
Okay.
okay because I made him a mousetrap last week. And he promised he'd keep it with him wherever he went. So maybe that'll be okay.
You're a good mouse.
I'll try.
Oh, here's where all the young whisker snappers have gone.
Yes, I feel like
What
we're
are you talking about?
right nearby, just Seeing these two chittering about.
Look, the darts, they're stacked up neatly. Has Basil ever been done anything neatly?
Are you gonna search the office?
Yes, I'm gonna search the office.
Okay, so you can roll, because you are a thief and searching stuff is actually an area of your expertise outside of detective work anyway. Let's say you can roll 3.
Yay.
This would be a spot if anybody wanted to help her run the search. Just call out, I want to help out. But
Yeah,
Normally I
also-
would be, but I'm just keeping very close eye contact with our little Polly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I'll happily assist with the search.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Search for search. Okay. So, you.
She stole his revolver!
Dorian, you are. Okay. We'll say you can roll 2. You want to roll 2d6? Do you have?
Could I borrow some D's?
Oh yeah. Where are the cursed dice? Sam, can you grab the cursed dice?
Oh, good.
One set of cursed dice coming up.
Yes. Oh yes.
There we are.
Forgot to believe dice.
Enjoy.
The accursed
These
soul.
dice are cursed, but don't worry.
If they're too cursed, we have other dice that are of indeterminate cursedness.
I prefer my cursedness. Determinate.
So you want to roll 2d6. It is a head roll. It's a search. So you want to roll under your number. Your number is a 2, Dorian.
Good luck.
Good luck, yeah.
I got 1!
You got 1, and that's all it takes
Hey.
for help. So you can roll a 4th.
Great.
That should not have
You
worked.
also want to roll under your number.
I
Your
got
number
2 successes
is a
and
2.
1 make an amazing deduction.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. So 2 successes and a make amazing deduction. So okay, 2 successes. Okay, you search the office pretty thoroughly.
Okay.
And you find a series of articles that track over the last couple of days the disappearance of a man named Ernest Cheesewhistle. A mouse named Ernest Cheesewhistle. Remember, everybody's mice that we deal
Yes,
with.
only the cheese.
No,
we call
we
them.
understand the matters of mice and men.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
And remember, they invited me here on purpose.
It's true, we did. We
What was that name again, please, dear?
Ernest Cheesewhistle.
Ernest Cheese
Ah.
Whistle.
Yes.
Ernest Cheesewhistle, of course. There's such importance in being Ernest.
Yeah, Ernest owns
Sorry,
a.
could you chuck me over a pencil there?
Yeah, let me just
Thank you.
revive myself after that last one.
Oh, we have a cleric on standby, dear, don't you worry.
Okay.
Ernest
Thank you.
owns
Yeah, I got
a
you.
pawn shop.
Ah,
Okay.
on shop owner.
And you also find 2 successes. You find that Basil is keeping tabs on. Okay, Basil is keeping tabs on a shoe salesman from Cincinnati, Ohio, whose name is Alistair Lohman. He actually lives in Cincinnati, Ohio, and Basil seems to be collecting information about him. He's got people tracking him. And
That was a shoe
watching him.
salesman, was
Yeah.
it?
Shoe salesman.
What was his name?
Alistair Lohman.
I don't know, we're quite going to be able to interview him today. I think might not be able to travel quite that far.
Yeah, no, that's a long way to go.
Yes, quite.
Yeah,
Even farther than the corner store.
that's what you find.
Alistair
And yet, and looking about the room, everything sort of swirls around you, and all the endings come together, and you make an amazing deduction. Do you have a question?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Just a beautiful mind moment there.
What are we having for dinner tonight?
Oh my
Oh my god!
Yes!
Dude, this is a thing that they do. So,
Well, now we will know.
what you deduce that from reading Basil's office that Mrs. Judson is downstairs cooking fish and chips.
Fish and chips.
Oh, how lovely.
I was hoping for Thai.
Well,
We should
you're
make it
getting
back in
fish
time
and
for
chips.
fish and chips.
So that is your deduction.
Great.
And that is what you found in the office.
Yes. Fantastic. You little rat.
Sorry, I couldn't help it.
You took his revolver.
It's okay, dear.
It was just sitting there.
Of all the minor items to pilfer, you took his weapon.
Have you seen how cool it is?
Yes, that's why you
Yes,
should
I
let
said
him
right
have
now
it.
while you're...
Yeah. Just do.
Well, okay, now that we have it, though,
No.
we should carry it.
Yes.
So.
And I will carry it. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Anyway.
I'm the most qualified with metal.
You're not wrong.
Oh, by the way,
Bit of a standoff there.
There's a bit of a standoff.
It'll all work out eventually. Let's continue searching.
She
We're
takes
going
it out
to
and gives you a
split time
bullet.
with the revolver.
Oh, it's exactly what I always wanted.
Watch her throw that though and take someone out.
Yes, I'm ready for it.
Dr. Dawson walks in and says, okay, I trust everything is going well in here.
Yes, we actually have 2 leads.
Two
Matter of
leads.
fact, yes.
Excellent, excellent. Well,
Is there anything else that you know about the circumstances of his disappearance we should be aware of?
Or perhaps anything that's perhaps been on his mind lately. Anything occupying him.
Ever since Ratigan, perhaps.
why don't you make let's call this a heart roll. You're sort of trying to pry information out of him,
Certainly, yes.
make him sort of think. You're
We
taking
have
through his
ways to
memories,
make him
kind of.
talk.
Oh boy.
Not quite.
Yes, like serving him tea.
Yes. Obvious implication there with the knuckle cracking.
Certainly.
Your fingers must be limber for serving tea.
By the way,
How else
Yeah, very dainty.
cheesy crumpets with your paws.
Correct.
by the way, Shalithia gives a reroll to the table,
Yes.
Thank you.
and Dark of Nate gives a reroll to me.
Is that bad for us?
Yes.
I-
Why are you like this?
It's good for storytelling. Thank you,
I
Dark.
can't believe you've done this.
Good for conflict.
I love that line.
And our next tier at $1,500 is the team gets to meet Basil of Baker Street's older, smarter brother.
Cilantro pepper.
So yeah, make a heart roll.
Certainly.
I was watching the stream on the way over.
Sylvie, you are a sneaky spy.
This certainly is not my first interview.
Not your first interview. Yeah. Okay. Why don't you roll? Roll 2.
Dorian, you were also talking with Miss...
please. Thank you.
Hey.
Thank you, everybody.
Sorry.
You were also talking with Mr. Dawson. Could you possibly assist me on this role?
I'd be happy to.
Good, because I am completely unsocial and this is going to be mechanically
This is
incredibly
a-
painful for me otherwise.
A heart roll.
Yes, you're
right?
actually good at this shit.
Well,
But
how
I
are
spoke
you
first,
going
so
to
that's
help?
why we're bound.
So we're prying information out of Dawson, is the idea.
Yes.
You're trying to take him.
Persuade.
Yes.
Dawson.
See if he can remember anything
Jog
that he's
his
not
memory.
thinking of. Take him through his
Possibly
memories.
just
to-
sort
Serve
of
him tea, if
with
you
his
will.
memory. He doesn't need to jog if that's a bit too excitable.
Sure.
We're trying to look into his unconscious mind, like Sherlock taught us.
Yeah, you can try and hypnotize him. That'll be like a science roll or something, or you can try and just talk him through it. Might be some sort of,
I want to tell him from memory a bit of an anecdote of the last case Sherlock worked on. Where, Basil. Who the hell is Sherlock? Where Basil. I've been
He
reading a
lives
lot.
upstairs.
lives upstairs.
I said it.
Did you really?
Yeah.
It got in my head.
About 30 seconds ago. And then you said it.
I recount an anecdote, a very similar one where Basil was actually gone for a couple of days, unaccounted for, and the preparatory steps he took leading up to it, hoping that the recounting of this sort of emotional moment might help remind him of what may have happened more recently.
Okay, we're gonna call that a heart roll.
Yes!
You want to roll over your number. You what?
So that's a good lad.
Yeah, your number.
How many D's?
Your number, Dorian, is 2. You're a talker, so you can roll 3.
Sam.
3? Oh,
Yeah.
3 D's.
Put that mouse
3d6.
in your mouth.
You want to
So
roll
I got
over your
2
number?
over my number and 1 at my number.
Oh, so that's 3 successes. So yeah, so you get your
I believe I do get a spot of help, yes.
your
Quite.
your 4th dice.
3
what did we say?
successes.
Yes, I believe so.
All of them
So
successful.
you get 4, and you got one of your numbers. So we'll get back in a second. You're gonna have a.
I did do
amazing
something.
deduction.
Oh, good, I did get one. That's so exciting. Oh, no, yes, 1.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
just one.
because I'm really
'Cause
boxy
you're a
at
5.
this.
You're right. Yeah. So we got 1. So success with consequence.
I don't know why little old mousy from the secret service with razor sharp knitting needles would in any way be off-putting. Oh yes, quite. Did you not know that I worked with him, dear?
Sure.
For a year.
Yes,
Of course
which
we
is a
did.
very, very long time
I don't
in
know
the
why I was
career of
laughing.
a mouse.
I didn't know.
Yes, we don't live long.
But we do prosper.
What do you mean?
So Dawson remembers
Oh, you'll find out.
that Basil has been working in his sitting room, looking for spending a long time looking at a bunch of old sketches and photographs. Early photography equipment does exist, of some abandoned train yards on the edge of the city, and he seems to have been studying them. And he thought it was strange, but never really thought about it again because it just never seemed important. So he just sort of dismissed it. But after your speech and your sort of prodding, he just sort of remembered that incident. And I'll say that you go down to the sitting room and you find this stack of, exactly what he said it is. Sort of, pictures of train yards. Some photographs, some sort of sketches, just like blueprints and sort of architectural designs and things like that. And they are from, a train yard on the edge of London. It's a mouse train yard, so it's like a little tiny, cute little mouse train, and it's in, we will say, the town of Whiskershire.
It's Whiskershire.
Whiskershire. Yeah, sorry.
As we all know.
Yes,
You know the Americans.
Yes.
They can't use words.
After the bomb went off, everything's been crazy.
Quite. Yes, that's a good boy, Mr. Dawson. Have a sweetie.
Have a sweetie.
Oh, I fucking got this shit.
May I have one too?
Can I try to steal a sweetie?
I asked politely for the record.
Yeah, you can try and steal a sweetie.
Sorry, you want to do what now, darling?
That's a common precise action, so you want to roll under your number. Your number.
Those needals are far sharper than
You're
they
an
need to be for
expert, so you
knitting.
can roll 30.
They're actually sewing needles because I'm a mouse.
Of course.
I'm knitting with thread.
That horribly.
Yeah, you sort of try and snatch the sweetie right out of Dr. Dawson's hands, or out of their hands, and they just, instantaneously got you. And Dr.
dear.
Dawson's...
I only have so many sweeties, and I'm more than happy to give them out to all of you, but you must ask first and not simply take. Manners are important, especially for a detective.
I asked nicely, may I have one?
Can I have one too?
You may have a sweetie, and you may have a sweetie.
Thank you.
Are you going to try to steal from me?
Going to say this for a rainy day,
Are you
which is most days here in London.
you're not?
I will not
Good.
try to steal from you again.
Are you going to succeed
What's
at
later?
stealing from me again?
Strawberry.
Meaning of night since reroll to me. Thank you,
Ah.
Meaning of night. Yes, it's good for storytelling.
Provisional.
Yes, of course.
Conflict is good.
You see, I've played enough Outbreak Undead that helping the DM is very bad.
Oh, you mean the cholera
No.
epidemic from
Indeed,
a couple of years
yes.
ago? Yes. Yes, I heard about it. It's terrible. Terrible business.
I got a sweetie.
Okay.
a provisional
Dr.
sweetie
Dawson,
after many
Character
contracts and
growth,
promises.
y'all.
So you all have sweeties now. Do we have any leads? What? Do you have any idea where
Well, I
Basil
do-
might have gone?
I did roll my number. May I deduce something?
Oh yeah, that's right. You had a deduction. You look around the room and all of a sudden, yes, little details swirl around your head. It's a real beautiful mind kind of things pulling out of the walls.
Little
and-
details like our tails.
Yeah, the details.
Okay. That was good.
Sam puns.
Here for him.
You got a question?
Yeah, so I can deduce something about the environment or from someone who's with us right now, essentially, right?
Yeah, about pretty much anything. Yeah.
Okay. Well, he gave us the tip about looking into the sitting room for the stuff he was drawing and working over. Could I deduce what would Dawson's personal hunch be as to where Sherlock would go if he's on a case and having trouble?
Basil.
Where would he... Basil. It's going to happen. Start a drinking game.
No, it's okay.
It's going to happen all throughout the game.
Yeah, that's actually not a bad idea. The drinking game. Every time someone says Sherlock,
The Sherlock drinking
a
game.
get a Basil. Yeah. Or Watson.
And then
instead of
also
Dawson.
donate 10
Or
bucks.
donate.
Or donate, even better. Yeah, thank you.
Every
See,
time.
you should do this.
I got you, Bill.
Yeah.
We say Sherlock. It's been 3 times now.
Drink and donate every time it happens.
Oh, I like the donations might appear like Beetlejuice if you say it 3 times.
3 times. 3 times.
I'm waiting. I'm waiting.
So you want to know where Basil would go if he was... What were you saying?
If he was having trouble, if he wasn't sure what to do next, where would he go?
Oh, who's the boss? Yes.
If he
Basil.
wasn't sure where to
Basil.
go next. Well, people Basil traditionally contacts for help would be the Baker Street Irregulars, who's that group of street kids who sort of sometimes run
Regs.
down leads for
Yes.
him. His brother, his older brother, who we would call Ian of the Intelligence Service.
Ian.
Works for the intelligence service.
Not Mycroft.
You.
Not Mouse Gaddis?
Well, he looks like Mouse Gaddis. But his name is Ian.
Ian
of the
Flemhouse?
Ian Flemhouse might be his real name, but would tell you, but I would have to kill you.
Oh, dearie.
Highly classified.
We've been getting tea together for months.
Well, oh, okay, that's right. You're in the services.
I was in the Secret Service, yeah.
Yeah, he's very high up. Maybe. No.
I should have been known to be high from time to
So
time.
yeah, Ian of the Intelligence Service, the Baker Street Irregulars, and Inspector Smithington Smythe of Scotland Yard.
Wait.
Smitting things?
Wait, are the Smithington Smites?
Or the smiting the
Smithington
Smallthington
Smites.
Smites. It couldn't possibly be the Smallthington
my
Smites.
God.
No, certainly.
Just a coincidence.
They're absolute garbage people.
Thank you, Scott.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We got perhaps our first Sherlock dono right there.
For those of you who don't know, Smith Smythe is of the Smithington and absolutely not the Smallthington Smites, was a detective in our previous episode who framed Roger Rabbit, played by yours truly. And then later, during Lays and Samson Peelings by one Mucky and McCarty, who's way the fuck too talented.
And this all
It was so
takes
good.
place in the same Tempting Fate-verse, of course.
Of course. Any place that the carrier penguins visit.
That's right. Yes. So
Anyway.
Yes.
you have goldfish. Oh, okay. Never mind.
You didn't
Um,
notice. She made me stop
My
eating.
pencil ran out.
little
Could you tell
cheesy
me one more?
rabbits.
Oh, my
It's out of lead. Thank you.
Unbelievable.
I'm just using an actual one now.
So yeah, those are the traditional places he goes.
I also already has a dog.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I forgot you already have the dog.
I got
Yeah.
you.
And well,
Can we get
the way things work is Toby basically just sits outside with one of his big floppy ears up against the house, listening to everything that goes on inside. That's what they show at the end of the movie. So he's just been sitting out there waiting to go.
Being a very good boy.
yeah,
There's
oh.
been so many squirrels, and he's been a good boy.
Toby's a very good boy.
Terribly good boy.
Yeah, and you can just, if you look out
His
the window, you
tail
see.
starts thumping every time a squirrel passes, though.
Yes, you can hear that because
Yeah.
he's very large compared to you, obviously. But if you want to, go out on the town or follow any of your leads or go to interview any of those people, you now have Toby to ride on.
Well, first things first, can we examine the sitting room in greater detail in terms of these drawings and blueprints and such you mentioned?
Yeah, you can give it a shot. That would be a head roll. You want to roll under your number. Dorian, you are a 2.
I sure am.
You're a scam artist and a talker, so you're not really a science character. You can
I'm
roll
not.
1, and you want to roll under your number. Your number is 2, unless you're getting help from
What
anybody.
is it you're doing, dearie?
I'd like to examine the sitting room for these drawings and blueprints that Dawson mentioned.
Tyler, thank you.
Thank you, Tyler.
Thank you, everybody.
That's quite a lovely idea. I don't suppose you would like a bit of help.
I could use some head help.
I want to do one more thing instead.
Why, certainly.
Hashtag head help. Let's do it.
Certainly. Where is the therapist? Oh, you meant... yes. So I would like to assist in the investigations with this little
So,
strapping
I roll
lad.
how many, is it?
You can roll 1 right now.
One die.
Well, actually, wait. We have to see if they can help.
Depending
If I
upon
can
them.
help.
Okay.
Yeah.
Certainly.
So what are you trying to do to help?
Will I actually do this part? He has terribly pretty faces. Terribly pretty.
It's
All of them are pretty.
True.
But the eyes on the face, very pretty. Not as good at the looking part. So I'm trying to help him along because as the, shall we say, non-traditional student of Basil's,
Okay.
I do try to take a sort of mentorship role with the whisker snappers.
Sylvie, you can roll 2. You want to
Snappers.
roll under your
You heard
number.
that
Your
right.
number is 5.
Yes, do get help, my dear.
Yeah, you get help, so you can roll a second one. You actually got your number, so you can make an amazing deduction.
Yes, quite so.
A lot of deductions today. All right.
Are they helping?
So I'm rolling under my number.
Yes.
You want to roll under your number. Your number is 2.
Life is hard.
It did not work out.
Yeah, nothing. But
Those failures.
the room starts swirling around you. Information
Break my
pops out,
hands.
and sort of you have this incredible deductive moment.
Okay.
What in this house has gone missing?
Ooh.
What in this house
Not
is
who.
going
We
missing?
quite know who.
Basil.
Yes, I
Speaking
have that
Basil.
in my list, right? Basil. But, yes, what's gone missing?
Dun, 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 dun.
What has gone missing?
Bum-ba-da-bum.
Dorian's dignity, of course, but we can't find that anyway.
Yeah,
Long
it's
gone.
weird to.
From the other room, you hear an
The mouse.
The burn heard round the world.
I'll say there. You look around the room and you can see that there was a spot from the dust that has been disturbed around. And
I
blah, blah,
always
blah,
love
blah.
that trick.
Yes.
Been
that-
doing it since I was 2.
there was some sort of file folder here that is not here right now for whatever reason.
File folder. Which files are on either side of the file folder? Maybe this was topical, maybe it was alphabetical, as the file system always tells you. It's always in the documentation, dears.
We should dust more often.
Dust is eloquent.
Yes, there is that little maid outfit of hers that's quite fetching.
What did you want to do?
Hey,
Me?
thanks, RJ.
Yeah.
Study?
I
Ah,
just wanted
look
you
at
to-
it.
things.
Just want you to know.
RJ can
I would like to
Alzheimer's
look at the pile of
appreciates
darts, get any paw prints that are on them right now, and then the second thing
Yeah,
is I want to
absolutely.
steal Basil's Rolodex.
I'm here for it.
Steal Basil's Rolodex.
Steal his Rolodex.
Okay.
Incidentally, I think that's also the name of Sylvie's wheelchair.
Okay. So those are basically both 2 head rolls.
Okay.
Because it's a precise action.
love it. Love it. I'm
to-
terrible at those, so if anyone would like to help.
What? Head rolls? I am not your guy.
You're a daring thief. You help?
McCheestick, you've already betrayed me once again. Please don't betray me again.
Which one are you doing first?
I would like to dust for paw
Just for
prints.
Brent. Okay. So how are you gonna help? You're just gonna.
I'm gonna stand around and go,
Okay.
Do you have a cool contraption that might help?
Oh, RJ Canuck. Thank you.
my breath.
Oh no.
Of course. Yes, I can concoct a baggie that collects the dust that she's going to dust as she looks.
How about
And
that?
we'll be able to use it later.
So that's a head roll. You want to roll under your number. You're a sciencey character, a brainy tinkerer. You can roll 3.
Oh.
It's such a good little mouse idea. Little dust bunny.
Ooh, I did 2 of my numbers.
Your number is
Whoa.
all right. So your number is 4. So that's 2 successes. You want to roll under your number. So okay, so 2 successes. Both of them are deductions. So
boy.
yeah, you absolutely get help. So we'll come back to your deductions in a second.
How much am I
And you can roll
We gotta leave
2
this house.
Okay,
with
that's
the
fine.
help.
Yeah, I was like,
Your number is 2. You want
Great,
to roll
1 success, and that's my number. Make an amazing deduction.
1 success.
Yeah.
Okay, you actually do lift a print off of it, but you think it is just Basil's print.
Makes sense. Okay, I'm still keeping it though.
Basil's print? In his house? Impossible.
Shut up, Dorian! You didn't even see anything in the living room.
I really didn't.
You have 2 you have 2 deductions.
2 different
You
deductions.
look around, the details start popping out
Gee,
of the
Bill,
walls.
2 deductions?
What
Oh, we know so much already. Can't we just go? We already know what we're having for
Let's have a
dinner.
silly one.
right?
Silly.
That is always an option.
Fate.
No.
That's not our
Is-
style.
Is the hound dog in the mood to be able to sniff out precisely where Mr. Basil went? That's my deduction. Is he in the mood today? And what will he require to be in the mood?
Well, Brave, you're playing Toby. What kind of mood are you in?
Toby. Toby just wants to taste stuff. Toby also loves cheesy crumpets.
I ate mine.
Well, if that doesn't answer your question, I don't know what would.
crumpets handy.
And what's your second question?
Can we go there now?
Oh, well, that's not up to me. It's up to the party. But
Yes.
I probably should actually use a real one. Does anyone still have cheesy crumpets?
I have cheesy crumpets.
That
That's
was
my
my
item.
question, and that's what I found out.
of course you do.
Yeah, of course I do.
Hence the
It's
name.
like I'm gonna seduce the dog in this game. Absolutely.
And you had a deduction also.
Clip that.
You had a deduction also.
yes,
Use
I
the real
did.
deductions now.
Let me think. Is this paw print Basil Baker's? Is this Basil's paw print? The
Yeah.
one that I lifted?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
It's just
then I'm
Basil's.
not gonna spend time worrying about it.
Then we have control.
Mm-hmm.
Now we know. You know.
Now we know.
So Dawson sort of, has a briefing, sort of gather everything that you've learned with you, that you've learned by searching the house, and you seem to have picked up that Basil was examining some pictures and sketches of train yards on the edge of town in Worcestershire. That he was following the disappearance of Ernest Cheesewhistle, a pawn shop owner. That he was keeping tabs on a shoe salesman from Cincinnati, Ohio. And that he had some kind of file folder that is, for whatever reason, not in the room right now. So, oh, and you found you did you want to steal his Rolodex?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yes, please.
That is you're a daring thief, but that is a head roll, and you're a 2. You want to roll under your numbers? You can roll 2.
I mean, who's stopping
Well,
you, really?
actually,
here?
you're a daring thief. You can roll 3. You're stealing
Yay.
something, but it's under your number, which is a 2.
1 success.
1 success. Okay, so the success with consequence. You all slickly go in there and you steal the Rolodex, and as you turn around, and there's like Mrs. Judson staring at you, like just saw the whole thing go down, and she was just like,
Those are some lovely earrings, Mrs. Judson.
"Gonna pretend like I didn't see that, but I don't look you."
She just scurries away.
I share a knowing.
Take the
over
Rolodex
Maxie
and I
look.
hand them to Dorian.
No!
You're the talker. Don't cock that up.
I will not cock this up.
So we'll say you get outside, and there is Toby, who puts his ear down, so that you can slide on up to the top, and
I want to reach up as high as I can and scritch, 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 under his little chin.
If any of you are near the tail, that thing is causing mass destruction at this point.
And Dorian is sent sailing across the street. Now, before we leave, does Basil have any
sure.
hats or trench coats hung up, left over, other clothes hanging about?
make a head roll. You want to roll
Yeah.
under your
Buddy.
number.
No, but genuinely though, I was thinking the same thing. So
Yes.
can I help?
Yeah, you also make a head roll. You want to roll under your number.
Let's
You're
raid
searching
his
the
closet.
house for clothes. Actually, Basil is, of course, a legendary master of disguise. Somewhere he has a whole disguise kit and stuff. Let's see how you do. Roll. You were a sneaky spy. You're probably good at searching stuff. You can roll 3. You want to roll under your number. Your number is 5.
I am the one of us who's kind of the investigatory sort, so would be really boned otherwise.
Meaning of night, I see you, thank you.
Oh my god, meeting of night, thank you.
What up?
Check out the Carrier Bangman, seriously, it's so dope. Get help, theory.
Gen Con hype.
Great.
Yes, Gen Con hype.
Certainly.
Thank you,
Yes.
meeting of night.
Enjoy going through the pockets.
Now,
What does it have in its pockets, precious?
You
Don't laugh, stop looking.
Rolodex, apparently.
Thank you.
You can roll with help.
Now, as I am someone who is proficient in disguise and changing my clothes, I think perhaps going through his closets and clothes and things is something I'd be fairly adept at.
All right, you can roll 3 with help. Let's let you have that, because.
But still, under my number, right? It's a head
Yes.
roll.
To head roll, you want to roll under your number. Your number is 2.
I
You
was
totally strike out.
unsuccessful.
You literally can't even find Basil's closet, which is amazing because you found all those clues before. But now suddenly,
I found a shred of cloth. It might be underwear. I cannot say for sure.
you're welcome to try
That's
and
all
use
we
it
got.
as a
Wear it
disguise.
on your head. We're outside.
Um,
I can't tell who you are. You look like a completely
No,
different
I'm a
mouse.
chameleon.
so yeah, you were outside. You were sitting on Toby's back. Toby's all raring to go. Where are you going? Or what do you want to do?
well-
You'll go in the same place.
Can we present him with a bullet to find Basil?
Not sure how much scent a bullet would have on it, but
Well, it might have some. What about the gun?
let's try it.
Yeah, Belinda Butterkiss pulls out the gun and holds it in front of Toby's nose.
Don't lick that, Toby. Stop licking it.
No, I mean, I'm maybe make you roll for it because you had the gun before Basil.
That's
Right,
fair.
disappeared, so
It's got my
it-
scent
you know,
on it.
right,
So
it's
yes, what happens
it
is
just sort
Belinda
of-
holds it up and Toby just licks her and she hates that.
Unless what you're trying to do is just sort of see, like, can you get like a general scent for Basil?
Yeah.
That is actually a good idea to start the scent so that when we're at other locations. Because here on this busy street, the scent might have gone cold just from so much.
Toby has to at least know.
We should also go to the Cheese Whistle pawn shop. Since you have the Rolodex,
Yes.
it might be written in there where the
Yes.
actual
That might
location
be a
is.
good
Well,
place
there is the pawn
to go
shop,
first.
but Ernest is missing. Basil was on his trail. He was also keeping tabs on the shoe salesman, though, who is still here. We could question him. Or
Isn't that the one in Cincinnati?
no, but he was here, wasn't he? Or
He's
was-
in Cincinnati.
He's presently in Cincinnati.
That's a touch far, isn't it?
This is why I'm a heart carrot, not a head. All
That's
right.
why you have me around, dearie. Because clearly the very old mouse is the one who remembers things.
Clearly.
That checks
Cool.
out.
So then, okay, fine. What do you say we go to the pawn shop first, examine us for clues, but then check out the train yard in Worcestershire?
That sounds like an excellent idea. I mean, you know, one investigates pawn shops when there are perhaps things that were stolen. So, or things that were so valuable. So we should look into that.
I imagine.
This whole time you're having this conversation, Toby has like come up to you and like sniffed you and like licked you all over and like come and sniffed and licked you all over and come and sniffed and licked you all over, and Belinda has given you each cheesy crumpets to offer.
Oh, good, because I
I'm
wanted
wet and
to
with
give-
crumpet.
Yes.
I wanted to give Toby a sweetie, but it's not good for him. So
He's-
having a
he's-
cheesy
he's,
trumpet
he's, he's
is-
trying to go for the sweet stuff.
Oh, I know, but this is not my first time around. It would be my first rodeo. I've never been to a rodeo.
No. We should all go to a rodeo after this.
Agreed.
Are those in
Celebrate with a rodeo.
Cincinnati?
In Cincinnati. The classic Cincinnati rodeo.
Pawn shop and then the Cincinnati
All the time.
rodeo.
Okay, so
Agreed.
if I track this right,
We're going to
you want to try and have the dog sniff around for Basil scent, then you want to go check out the pawn shop, and then you want to go to Cincinnati.
To see a rodeo.
Well,
We might get distracted
Perhaps.
first.
perhaps train yard, then Cincinnati,
Yes.
if I may suggest.
You know, perhaps the train yard would have a train that would get us there, despite being abandoned.
Yes, we can get to Cincinnati by train
Toby
from
will have to
England.
roll for his own sniffing roll,
Of
but
course.
since you're helping, you can help Toby make a
Toby's
science
a
roll.
5.
You can roll.
Toby's
Toby a 5.
10.
Toby's a 5.
You can roll
Yeah,
one.
yes.
You can roll 2. You want to roll.
Dogs are so good.
You want to roll over your number. It's
Dogs
about
are the
getting
best
Toby
of
to do
us.
what you want. Your number is 4.
Such dedication in that big row.
Yeah, that worked. Toby, you are very conducive to working with Polly. She perhaps reminds you a little bit of little Olivia from the first movie.
Oh, I know.
You
know.
Perfect ear scritches.
Perfect ear scritches, perfect tummy scritches. And so you can now roll 4 for your scientific sniffer roll.
And under a 5. That makes them a 5. Great. Okay, so ooh, 4 successes. Toby's good. And then 1 make an amazing deduction.
What will the dog deduce?
Excuse me, an amazing dog action. Thank you.
Oh boy. Wah,
You also
wah.
On purpose, they bring me here.
Yeah, so 4 successes. Toby sniffs around and just sort of like sniffs around, like runs around the edge of the property, riding on his back. And it's like, yeah, he can kind of try to track Basil's scent, like sort of to the edge of the property, like, you know, just like Basil's scent is kind of everywhere, but doesn't necessarily disappear off into any specific direction. It's kind of just like all around him. And unfortunately, it's like, while he's, 100% sure Basil's been all over this property, it's just too
all
much
around
Basil's
us,
home to really
man.
help too much. But with 4 successes, we'll say that he'll that will earn him the ability to continuously keep sniffing for Basil as the game goes on.
Makes sense.
So
Dog that knows where Basil is at someday.
One day.
I mean, it is an aromatic
said.
herb. Excuse me, an aromatic herb because there's a fucking H in it. But yes, to the pawn shop with us then.
Yes, to the pawn shop.
Very well. Toby, dear. To the pawn shop, please.
Giddy up.
yeah, and
I want to sort of just loop a little bit of floss from the tolls to secure my chair to Toby's collar so I don't fall.
absolutely.
So, there we go.
And
Everything
yeah,
is small.
I don't know if you noticed this, but I'm a mouse.
Toby, you absolutely just
Oh, Toby starts bounding.
yes, you're galloping like through people's legs, and
Feeling
knocking
smart about that
people over
seatbelt
on
now, aren't
each other.
I?
I hate this.
Mice going everywhere.
I hate this. I hate this.
You're okay.
Oh!
I would like to just like put you in my lap and hold on to you and be your
Two kinds of
pet.
people.
Yes.
Okay.
Belinda Butterkiss prefers that.
Okay, the same.
I'm Belinda Seatbelt.
Oh.
I'll sit behind you guys.
Toby splashes in a few puddles. He hits every puddle on the way there.
Jeez.
Splash Mountain, basically.
This is Splash Mountain.
The first half of the dog is a soak zone.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
the dog ride?
It is quite the ride. Toby has a blast. You have a blast. The rest of you, it's,
Touch and go.
Yeah.
I
it's,
think
it's a job.
along the way he also shows you does anyone have fire hydrants at this point? I don't know. He shows you his favorite trees.
Lampposts, trees,
Lampposts, yeah.
Mailboxes.
So we it's like a tour. So you see this.
Yes,
this
the
is one
sniffing tour of
the
London.
sniffing tour of London. There you go.
It took 8 hours.
We finally made it to Fun Shop.
Yeah, yes, you took the sniffing tour of London, and it took a while, but you did finally come around to a block where there's a pawn shop,
Love it.
and then at a crack in the wall, there's a small little mouse pawn shop.
And I know ever so much more about very, very small patches of grass in our neighborhood.
We know as much as we can know now.
Yeah, which is valuable geographical information for
You
you.
never know what is going to come in handy in this field. Or
And
that very, very small patch of field.
yeah, and there's a crack, and there's a little mousy door in the crack, and that door is locked, and it's got a sign that says closed.
It's a good thing I can't read.
One would never permit breaking and entering.
Too late. I'm already breaking and entering.
Yep.
So
She's the DW meme right now. This stand means nothing to me because I can't read.
you are
doesn't
trying to open the door.
No, I'm trying to break in.
Trying to break in.
The door. Is there a mail slot? Is there an open window? Is there just best point of entry? I'm scouting. I'm doing recon for best point of entry.
Can you just pick them all?
Roll a head roll. You want to roll under your number. Your number is 2, Belinda. You're a thief, so you can roll 3.
Hey. That was failure.
Look, we said you were a daring thief, not,
I'm smart.
Can I attempt to pick the lock with my screwdriver then?
Oh yeah, you can. And you're a mechanical character, so this would be a head roll. You want to roll over your number. Your number is 4, and you could roll 3.
Sis.
Dorian,
I'd
you
like
can
to
try
find some
talking
knitting
at it.
needle to use as a lockpick.
I'll keep lookout for any
Try talking
unwanted
at
attention.
There's only one help
I'll
at a
just
time,
look.
but
I'm just doing
yeah,
that.
but yeah, you can just be doing that. So you can roll for
Sounds
help.
useful. It's,
Making excellent.
So roll.
it's not to be involved.
Head roll. You want to roll under your number. Your number is 5. You can roll 2.
Yes. Not that I've ever broken into anything before, other than that one time in Argentina.
2 successes.
Yes, get
So-
help theory.
You can roll 4.
Enjoy.
You want to roll
did you do?
under your number. Your number is 4. So you
That's
have
3 successes.
3 successes.
Your number
Yeah.
also counts.
Oh yeah, and you have two amazing deductions. So that
So about
door,
this door.
that door just pops on open, and there was a trap on the door, but you were so good with the 3 successes. It's like you didn't even trigger the trap going in. You actually catch it on the way in.
Good rogue work.
Whoa.
Can
Yes.
I take the pieces of the trap with me?
Dismantle the trap.
Can I
Yeah.
dismantle it?
Yeah,
I
you know
want to
what?
spend
With,
time dismantling the trap.
Dismantling.
you know what? Okay, that with 3 successes, I'll give you a chance to try and dismantle it because you didn't set it off. So it's like it's another mechanical task. You want to roll under your number. Your number is 4. You can roll 3 again.
Please use your cottage machine.
I mean-
cheese machine for this somehow.
There's no reasonable way that I could assist with that, so good luck.
Good luck. You got this.
That was 1 success, right?
1 success. Success with consequence.
My fingers!
You get the trap apart, but you're not entirely clear you'll be able to get it back together again. Like you
It's okay, Jeff.
How I always do
Parts
came
are
this.
apart
useful.
real quick.
Pieces.
Yes.
It's
I
the
thought you
IKEA
could
principle.
make something out of it in Act
What is
3.
the idea?
Yes, this is the goal.
That you can take it
We're trying to
apart, but
finish
if you
my
put it back
device.
together, there's always going to be like a piece.
Piece?
You
Yes.
forget, where did this go? Oh, crap.
The
Just
IKEA
stick it on
principle.
top like a little
There you go,
mountain.
yeah.
So you are in, you are in the pawn shop now, and you look around, and it's just,
Okay.
you know, it's a pawn shop. There's like every kind of item that you can pretty much think of: musical instruments and household.
What's the dust looking
Appliances,
like in here?
Well,
What's the nature of the
I've got
dust?
an extra baggie of dust.
Well, she's
here.
got two. She has two deductions,
make
right?
oh, you have two deductions,
two
right?
deductions.
So you look around the room, and you know,
Acid
details
dust.
swirl around your head. What is your
Acid
first
dust.
question?
You know.
The dust.
What does the dust
Dust
say?
whisperer.
What does the dust say?
Is that, is that your question?
I mean,
Honestly, yes,
Not-
I have two.
not
It's
yet.
not my question.
The dust.
Not no.
You listen, but the dust says nothing. So,
What does the dust
We meant
tell us?
metaphorically, figuratively.
well, it's a metony.
Like, does the dust... So, my first one.
Does the dust suggest anything specific?
yeah, and as an
About
amazing
the events of this
deduction,
place.
yeah, as an amazing deduction, you sort of look around the room and you determine that nobody seems to have been in here for about 3 days.
Nobody's been in here
3
for
days
guys.
gone.
They
And,
are related.
Remind me how long it's been since we saw Bassett?
3 days.
Most likely a coincidence.
It is possible.
Utterly meaningless.
It is entirely possible.
That is an analysis of events that
I-
could occur to someone.
Look, I still haven't ruled out the pie shop yet, so. Pie shop.
And
I have another.
Oh yeah, you have another deduction. So you details
Yes,
swirl
get that
ahead.
first.
Is there anything that would suggest where the pawn shop owner might have gone? In the pawn shop.
Is there
Everywhere.
anything
It's
that
an
would
amazing
suggest where
deduction.
the pawn shop owner might have gone?
What year is this?
1898.
1898. What he said.
I was watching the stream.
Oh, good for you.
Did you donate?
No,
No, not while I'm driving.
there's nothing
Oh, drive and donate.
specifically
But
there.
donate.
No.
You can pull over and do
Okay.
it.
yes.
So there's nothing specific
Yeah.
to suggest.
Nothing specifically there that would suggest where the owner might have gone. You
Assume-
sort of you look around and,
Very sad
you can't seem to make any meaningful deductions about where.
Okay, guys,
Right.
roll out.
Belinda.
Can I would like to go to the cash register or whatever.
Okay,
Calm down. I am going to steal the money, but I'm also looking for their accounts receivable and accounts payable ledger.
Oh, I'm going to be going through the
Oh,
ledger. That's
wonderful.
also my plan.
That makes it better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, you're going to look for a ledger.
And also steal the money.
Are we
I
both
also-
literally following the money?
Yes.
Okay. Roll first for looking for a ledger.
Great.
Allegedly, it's somewhere.
A ledger.
Oh.
Fuck you, Sam.
My god.
Really.
Okay,
No.
let's go.
Yeah, that's a head roll. You want to roll under your number. It's a thief. You're a thief, so looking for stuff, searching places is good. So you can roll 3.
Great. Above, and it's a head roll, right?
It's head roll. You want to roll under your number. Your number is 2.
You have value.
I'm gonna.
You have value.
No, I'm useless. So.
Well, you and I are.
You don't have value.
You and I are hot.
At base.
We're the
we
hot
are the
ones.
spirit of this team.
These are the thinky ones.
means
You
that.
do not find the ledgers.
Okay, yes.
Do
I have the ledger in my hand right now? Can we roll to find out?
Yeah.
Is what I'm holding the ledger.
Is that why?
This very thick book.
You make a head
this
roll.
it?
You can roll 3. You want to roll under your number. Your number is 5. And you make a head roll for stealing the
Is
money.
it?
Wait.
It says
you roll
ledger.
3.
I think.
Oh, hey. 2 successes.
Yes.
2 successes
Why
for
this is
stealing.
What has 2 thumbs and 1 ledger? Mouse.
So yeah, you're holding up the ledger with a big smile on your face, just as Raven's like putting
holding
money
it the whole time.
behind her back. And,
Oh wait, this.
I knew you had it.
Had what?
Clearly.
The cash from the register.
And then she goes and scurries and steals money. That's great.
That's great.
Everyone wins.
Everyone wins.
I do also have a deduction, though.
oh, okay. Yeah,
would
and
love
the
this.
details start to swirl around your head, and you start picking up every little everything. What is your question?
Who are Ernest Cheese Whistle's companions, loved ones, known associates of any kind? This disappeared pawn shop owner.
Ernest Cheese Whistle has a wife. He seems, as far as you can tell, to just be an ordinary family man. Her
Family
name
mouse.
is Family Mouse. Sorry, her name is let's say Marcy Cheese Whistle.
Marcy.
Marcy Cheese Whistle.
Yes. And
I love her.
Me too.
other than that, he just seems to be a pawn shop owner. I mean, you know, he probably deals with the criminal underworld a little bit just because pawn shops sometimes nature of the business. But as far as you can tell, he doesn't seem to have, at least,
Nothing
you know,
to suggest he's a fence or anything untoward. Those kind of known associates.
those kind of known associates. This is a deduction, so, by the way, thank you, Arcane Faith.
Oh shit!
Oh, hey!
Thank you, okay.
Yay!
That is my girlfriend, by the way.
Aw.
Thank you, dear.
Oh,
So perhaps
you.
you would like to read the message then?
I can decipher that. Honestly, they're probably emojis.
I think that's what the voice actually says.
Yeah.
yeah.
Sounds like I don't fucking know.
Tech says, I don't know.
Yeah, what I'll say is, there is evidence that he might have been some sort of low-level fence, let's say.
Might
you
have
know.
had a bit of a picket.
Incidental to his
A
career,
sticky
he doesn't-
picket.
yeah, he doesn't seem
Best
like,
kind of picket.
you know, he's not the biggest fence in London, he's not some huge something or other, just kind of ordinary low-level crime as far as you can tell.
But there is Marcy Cheese Whistle, which means that there is a picture of the store owner's wife for me to shame the thief stealing money from.
Yeah, I'll just give you that,
course.
absolutely.
Lovely,
Whoa.
fantastic.
She's super sympathetic
Hey, what's
looking.
up? How you doing?
Is there a
Are
is
you
there a
gonna try
separate
to out trash fire my trash fire? Because I'm gonna tell you it's not gonna work.
What about this is trash?
is there a separate office or living quarters or anything like that attached to the shop?
Yeah,
Need
I'll
I
say,
investigate for a doorway
yeah, why
Is
don't
there
you
a
make a head
door?
roll? You want to roll under your number? You can roll.
to find a room?
You can roll 2.
Hang on, guys. Hang on. Okay. Anybody want to help me find a room?
Well, what I'll say is, looking around,
Toby would help.
you don't see any obvious doorways. Or
So maybe I can find a secret doorway somewhere.
perhaps.
Who with a head wants to help me? This one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
You can also roll a head roll. You want to roll under your number. You can roll 2 also. Your number.
Can I use
is,
my magic detector to find hidden doorways? That's how I know.
Of course. I mean, we all have one, Bryson.
Oh, I bet the hinge
Yeah,
is
okay,
a
so you-
ferromagnetic.
you can roll
build one.
3
Yes.
because you have a magnet detector.
That's awesome. Awesome.
You want to roll under your number. Your number, Polly, is 4.
4.
Oh, nailed it.
Okay, so you
And
can roll.
deduced.
Oh yeah, you get a. Yeah, you get a deduction. Sorry.
Deduce.
You get a deduction, and you get help. So.
So 3?
You could roll 3. Yeah.
3D.
You want to roll head under your number. Your number is 2.
Why am I doing this?
Oh, you got 1.
I got 1.
Success with
And
consequence.
deduced.
Deduce!
Success with consequence. Yeah. So what we'll say is first. Oh yeah, you got a deduction. So what's your deduction? You got a question? You look around. Details swirl around your head.
Yes, is there I'm looking for a door. Is there a door?
We're in an RPG, you'll never find it.
Is there a secret door in this room, whether or not we
There
find
is a
it?
secret door.
Yeah. There's a secret door in the room.
Excellent.
Fantastic.
Find it.
Okay, 1 success with consequences. What happens to me?
You are feeling around on the floor, looking for some kind of a hatch, and you think
Not
you get
qualified
your,
for this.
Your little mouse paws under something, and you're like, I think I might have found something. In that second, you just crash straight through like this panel in the floor.
Oh yes, dearie, I believe you did.
So you, for now, you know, we'll say you hurt your leg a little bit in the fall. So if you wind up having to do
leg's off.
yeah, just so your right leg.
Can we use her floss to just climb
There.
down?
They're floss, but
Right.
They're fine.
Leg.
you are at the
Injury.
bottom. Yeah, can you use their floss to climb
I'm being
down?
honest.
What I'll say is, first, what you see there is just it's a very small little, I mean, almost like cubby. You know, it's barely a room. And
Oh, so like a New York studio.
yes, actually.
Got it, thank you.
But way
It
cheaper.
is like yes, it's like a New York studio apartment, but bigger and cheaper. And in there you see a shipping crate and it's been opened, and it looks like there is it's got packing material that had a space in it for some kind of long sort of cylindrical, like a thin pipe or something like that.
How long we talking?
Does the size really matter?
1.5 feet.
What's that here?
What?
Something like that.
Well, by
Like a
mice feet.
Yeah, that was the thing.
Yeah, mice.
Because a foot would be like, whoa!
Yeah, no.
I actually wasn't being blue for once.
Yeah.
It's just really big by mouse scale.
Oh my god, there's so many options.
Yeah.
There's so many jokes.
Just gonna pass that. Yes, in mouse measurements, it is the equivalent of about 1.5 feet.
This is about a mouse foot long.
It's a paw foot long.
Yeah, it's a paw foot.
Did you have a deduction also?
I did.
Okay, so you look around, details fly out. Landscape.
Was Basil here? And how can I tell?
You look around and the details swirl around your head, and you pick up the tiniest bit of mouse fur that you can tell just from having met him so many times is the exact shade of Basil's fur, and it is you can tell fresh enough that he has been here within the last few days, probably.
That's 2-day-old fur if I know it.
I won't eat it.
I think I have a concussion.
You look like you were going to eat it.
What do you want to do?
I want to look for the second ledger, dear.
The second leg.
The one where the real money is.
Oh! The tricky ledger.
There's always 2 ledgers.
Okay,
Always
make
2
a head
ledgers.
roll. You want to roll under your number? You can roll 3.
I'm just chilling in my
You're
hole.
fine.
TBT to run
Yeah,
the
are you-
rabbit.
I'm just hanging out in my hole.
Are you trying to help him out of the hall? We'll get back to that in a second.
There's a little mouse hole. Yes, 3
and
successes.
2 successes?
3.
3
It's like
successes.
2, but more so.
Yeah, you absolutely find a ledger
2.
that is hidden beneath the counter, and it says right on the cover, it says "real ledger" with real underlined.
They always do that. It's ever so helpful.
Yeah.
I would love to compare it to the ledger that I already have.
Yeah, you sit there paging through them, and while you're doing that,
I have my little reading glasses.
you're trying to get your buddy Dorian out of the hall.
I would like to assist.
with the floss. With you're gonna assist.
Yeah.
All right. So you make a heart roll. You want to roll over. I assume you're just trying to pull him up with the floss. That was your idea. So
If permitted, if I can.
Oh, certainly. May I also hand over my fish hook, the grappling hook, fish hook, to tie to the floss?
Ooh. That's good.
heck yeah.
I'd already been
This
figuring
better
out how to
work.
get
So
building system.
you make a heart roll. You want to roll 2. You want to roll over your number. Your number is 2.
2 successes.
2 successes. So you can roll. You're a little kid. You can roll 2
How
with
old
the
are you?
help.
Quite young.
Oh my.
She's baby.
She baby.
Righto. Oh, a young mouse, yes.
Yes.
You want to roll over your number. Your number is 4. Yeah.
Deduced!
Yeah.
So you get a deduction.
What have I wrought?
It's success with consequence. So they managed to pull you out of the hole, but then you fall and you injure your other leg.
I'm almost done.
Now it's you're just like a little sore on both sides, and you are sort of.
But he makes it out.
But you make it
Yes,
out.
look
Yeah.
Oh, do
Right
we
side.
eventually
We're out.
clip the back of it to me, and I just and we just pull it out?
Yes, that's exactly.
Amazing.
Just dragging you
I love
out at
it.
that point. Oh,
And
this is a real bummer.
Yes,
You were comparing the ledgers.
yes.
And
With my
I'll
little reading
say,
glasses.
yeah, what you found was there seems to be, and agreeing with what he found in the secret
leg
hiding
injury.
hole. There seems to be an object that came in. It's listed as being a flute from Germany,
Known for their flutes.
made in about 1300.
They are now.
In when, dear?
Made in about 1300.
1300.
Give or take.
That's an old ass
was his
flute.
guess based on style. You rolled 3.
In history
3.
of flutes, not at all.
Okay.
It's
True.
a very ancient instrument.
What? What are
Continue.
you making a
Well
face
aged
at?
flute.
Continue.
Good vintage.
With 3, I'll say that you recognize the style of the flute as coming as a region known as Hamlin.
Yeah, Pied Piper called it. Okay. Okay.
Nixon thing, right?
Yeah, that's not. Ooh. Okay. I just got really excited.
You
because
should
I
have
think I
seen
figured
what
this
this.
out.
Should have seen what this face looked like. She's like, oh, I know it's coming. I know it's coming.
It's like, say it. Say the Pied Piper.
Well, as a side note,
Yes.
everyone,
Yes, dear.
gather round.
Yes.
Oh, we're all here. I found, sorry, I'm very concussed. I found this downstairs in the hall. It's a tuft of Basil's fur. He was here.
In the hole.
With the shipping crate where the flute was.
Huh. So then that means that Basil was right there and might have seen that crate. Not just in the pawn shop, but saw this object in question.
It's very possible. Well, deduced.
Belinda, being a 2 and led mostly by her heart, can I try playing the flute?
Oh, the flute's not there.
Oh, the flute's not there. Oh,
It's
I
an
thought
impression
There's a
crate.
flute-shaped gap
Oh, got it.
where
Shaped
it-
divot.
Got it.
Yes.
You can play the divot.
I will.
I will, thank you very much.
I studied the divot in school.
I was first divot in the orchestra.
Oh, first
First divot.
And,
Yes.
Yeah, just play down. There you go.
and while you are down there, or while you are there, you hear at the door behind you suddenly like the door like slams shut, and you hear like kind of like lock, and somebody like sticks something in the door, and you know, you hear some footsteps running away, and then suddenly you see like sort of a little bit of orange light at the door, and you realize that it looks like somebody set the building on fire.
What? You hear? Okay, so
Is there
you
another
hear
way out?
Toby barking.
Are there any other doors out of the room?
You have to
building?
roll to find doors.
More doors. Find
No.
more doors.
Roll door.
You went before. There were no other doors out of the room. There were just like windows and stuff.
Okay, can I just take a running dive
Through the
No,
window?
Well, so the door was boarded, right?
Yeah.
The door, yeah, somebody
The front
like,
door.
stuck like a thing through the front door.
Let me do it, dear. I want to take some objects and put them on the front of my chair to use as a ram. Once the fire
I
has
will
weakened
assist.
the door a little bit, I can break through.
That's awesome.
See,
Oh, I love it.
do not parts come in handy, my dear. Meanwhile, all of you put your handkerchiefs on your face, wet them first. Don't inhale any of the smoke.
I want to assist by getting behind and running with them and
Please.
pushing.
Please do. I very much need that. I don't
Momentum.
go quite as fast as I used to.
That's
Not
a
like
hard
inside here.
roll. You want to roll
You're right.
over your number. You can roll 3 in this situation. I mean,
I'm burly. There we go.
you're burly, and it's like fight or flight kind of kicking in.
Deduce, and success.
Oh my god, that's so many deductions. Yeah, and that gives
Stay
you...
with me, everyone.
Thing.
Deduce.
That
No
can
one did
help
it.
you
And
Just
donate.
me.
That was just you.
4.
And down it.
You know what the
I am
viewers
an
did?
expert wheeler.
And donate.
You can roll 4. You are
This isn't the first time I've gotten smashed. dear.
shooting towards the door with the help
Oh my.
of Dorian and
I said what I said.
you
That
wanna
would
make-
be 3 successes.
heart roll.
I'm a real good wheeler.
We rammed it really
2 of them are
good.
my number. Dear.
Oh wow.
And then one of them is another success.
Okay, yeah.
Yes. I'm a dope little grand mouse.
Yeah, and you just go smashing on through the door. And you see,
Oh yeah!
that was 2 successes?
3.
Oh,
Yeah.
3 successes.
Yes.
2
2 of which were deduced.
Oh my god, we both have some deductions.
Yeah, you come flying out the door with 3 successes in time to see.
Yeah.
You see a couple of rats sort of scurrying away into the shadows.
Ugh, rats.
And you scan around and make an amazing deduction. What do you want? What's your question?
Uno. Is it possible to divine anything about the identity of the rats in question?
Yeah. Look, is it possible to define anything about the identity of the rats? Just that from the way they're dressed and the way they handle themselves, you would assume that they are professional criminals.
Hmm.
And you
time
get another
head traps.
deduction.
Does anything around me indicate, because we know Basil was here, if a footprint, if a scuff, if anything, where he might have gone from this location? What direction he would have set off in?
Is there anything? No, there's nothing that physically indicates exactly where Basil would have went. In fact, I'll even say, like, because Toby's still sniffing around, Toby can clearly tell, like, Basil's scent is around. But because, again, you're just sort of, like, in the middle of the city, it's just, like, it's too hard to track his scent past, a certain point past the front door.
It mostly smells like human pee around here.
That's London.
I'll say, as you are sitting there deciding what to do next, you hear the sounds of wings flapping above you, just
The
you
Penguin
look up-
Brigade.
This is
You look
the
up and see,
penguins.
yes, just the most majestic sight you have ever seen. The penguin soaring as penguins do above
Majestically.
the
I
ground
love
on the
it.
wind, and the penguin sort of circles gently down, and it lands, with a majestic swoop, and it sort of, as it lands, you see it's wearing like a little messenger hat and carrying a little messenger bag, and it walks up to you.
Hello, do you have any messages for us, dearie?
And the carrier penguin's got a bunch of messages from the people.
Hello.
So, first one is from Dark of Nate, who says, "Good evening, rodents. Welcome, new friends and old. Glad to support a great cause. You all are the best. Can't wait for the live show. See you there. Oh my God, see you there. Dark
Yay,
Nate.
see you there! Yay!
Live show at Gen Con. Check out the thing.
We'll be rolling dice.
Thank you, Dark of Nate. And Heart of Handprint says, thank you all for bringing attention to such an important cause and for bringing smiles to so many faces with your wonderful stories. Thank you, Heart of Handprints. And yeah, I mean, it is just, it is a very important cause, and we are super grateful for that everyone came out today, and for how generous you all have been with us.
I think so many people are influenced by people that they know and otherwise, so it's really very, very cool to come out and do something awesome in support of
Absolutely.
something
Yeah.
that we have to talk
I
about.
think people are influenced by people who wear penguin hats.
They are.
Notorious
both, really.
influencers, yes.
Yes.
I see them all over the Instagram.
The gram of Insta.
What,
Yes.
do I not seem like I'm a cool mouse on the Instagram mouse?
I get those in the mail. Yes, every week.
Instagram art, by the way, my favorite thing.
And thank PFW Scott, who says, whether or not you're great mouse detectives, you are all certainly great mice, nearly as majestic as this penguin.
Aw, thanks.
That's quite saying. Penguins are so majestic, too.
They really are.
It's the majesty. And Meaning of Night, our friend Meaning of Night, who does the official carrier of penguins, says, welcome to the Tempting Fate family, Nicole. Keep up the shenanigans, everyone, and good luck becoming great mouse detectives. Gen Con hype. Again, yes, Gen Con
Gen
hype.
Con hype.
And with that, the carrier penguin just bounds off into the distance and spreads its wings, and it's just picked up on the air and soars up, just
single
slowly
tear.
undulating into the clouds with the majestic penguin call.
Such great.
Yes, penguins are known for both of those things.
Yeah, I know, absolutely.
Enigmatic.
And the penguin disappears, leaving you on Toby's back in the city you just left. The Cheese Whistle Pawn Shop.
Yes.
It's righteous.
All that Toby writing.
Everything.
And, yeah, you are.
I'm limping about now. Both my legs.
So,
Dearie, I mean, if you need a ride.
I will take you up on that. Is there room for both of us on there?
Of course, dear.
oh, by the way,
I sit on their lap.
by the way, our next tier is the Spy Master at $1,500. If we get to there, the team gets a one-time favor from Basil of Baker Street's older, smarter brother, Ian of the Intelligence Service.
Yes.
Mouse Gaddis.
Mouse Gaddis.
All we
Close to that.
want.
Mouse Gaddis. Yeah, it's Mouse Gaddis.
Can we please meet Mouse Gaddis?
But the big thing we're working towards here is the 20. If we get to the $2,500 for Brave to do The Bachelor next season, a 10 candles based on The Bachelor.
Everyone dies.
The Bachelor where everyone
Bachelor,
dies. It's the one
absolutely.
you wanted to see.
Yeah, that's how the show goes.
Yeah.
If you kicked off, you are killed.
You are killed. Yeah, you don't get the rose.
It's how it should
Then you
have
got to
been.
go.
Yes. Hey!
Has to go.
Damn.
So you're on Toby's back, and you are sitting there. Toby waiting for instructions. What do you want to do next?
Well, what do you say? I don't think we picked up anything that really gave us a clear direction in the pawn shop. What's
Germany.
To Germany!
Toby,
I think that might be a bit of a swim first here.
What of the train yard?
I'm wondering, since this was a flute German in construction, if perhaps it came through a train yard or a port. I mean, things from over there have to get over here somehow.
So perhaps to Whiskershire?
Perhaps to Whiskershire. Oh, I have an old colleague in Whiskershire. He did lovely things during the war.
Whiskershire. Beautiful this time of year.
Shall we throw a cheese crumpet and send Toby on his way?
Throw it in the direction.
Can we get
of
a
Whiskershire.
stick and have some
Yes.
some floss on the end of it and hold the cheese crumpet in front of his face?
That would be perfect.
Take a little twig.
Yes.
Yes.
I want to make this happen.
Yes.
Make a head roll. You want to roll under your number. You
Tinker.
can roll 2.
Who wants to help me?
Oh, chop! Chop!
Oh, you can roll 3. You want to roll under your number. Your number, Polly, is 4.
Oh.
Oh, that's all you
That's all
need.
you need for help.
So you can roll. What did I say?
And deduced.
Deduced.
You can roll 3.
Okay. I'm trying to roll under.
Under. It's a head roll.
I'm just tying a crumpet to a string.
That's harder than it sounds.
Oh my god!
Oh, are the crumpets too flaky for...
These fingers, useless.
Toby just they just crumble in right into his mouth.
Just,
Whatever,
It
Toby,
does-
just go.
It does speak to the quality of the crumpet.
yes.
I don't know if they're supposed to be crumpy.
Ooh, yeah.
I
Ooh.
think they're crumpy. Is it crumpy?
Oh,
you
I
think?
don't know.
I don't.
You think?
What I know. Anyway,
So you're
we'd like to go
headed-
to the train yard.
the train yard.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, you Toby takes you again through the scenic route. The best smelling route through London. And it takes you.
Is there a montage, a training montage?
I would actually like to have a conversation with Dorian real quick.
Yes.
So, it's my understanding that you're being framed for a crime you didn't commit.
As a matter of fact, I am.
Do you have proof that you didn't commit the crime?
I don't, at the moment. I was caught on the scene of the crime, and the murder weapon was still there. But I didn't do it. So, unfortunately, until we find the actual killer, that is all that I have to go off of.
The actual killer.
Easy
All
now.
right.
Easy.
And that's the end of the conversation for me.
All right.
And with that, Toby comes to a halt as you see the abandoned train yard before you.
Before we go in, I would like to note that it is especially entertaining to Flintstones down Toby's ear when you're on wheels.
Oh, I know. I
I
know.
just need to share that mental image with
know.
all of you.
Oh,
Cute.
what a beautiful image.
Adorable. Absolutely adorable.
And Toby loves it. It's like a
And
thing
you
like a
all
hair scratch.
get to be along for the ride.
Yes, just whee!
To be fair, I literally go down parking lot ramps shrieking wee. This is a thing that I Sam to left do.
It's true.
Seen it.
I feel like I've seen that.
Yeah.
Okay, I do it in more than parking lot ramps. Wheels are fun!
Wheels are the best.
Wheels are the best. And trains have wheels.
You're not wrong.
That's my,
You see,
Segue.
yeah, across the street, there's the abandoned train yard. There's protected by a gate. The gate's got like a big lock on the front of it. It looks like it hasn't been opened in some time from where you are. You don't see any obvious signs of life.
talking
But is
a
the
mouse-sized
yeah, what, are we talking
gate
a
or-
mouse-sized gate? Are we talking
Yes, it is.
person-sized gate?
No, it's a little mouse-sized gate.
Okay, got it.
This is
You know,
like
Because
very
it's a
fine
normal
chicken
gate.
head.
It's just like,
Yeah,
there we
let's
go.
Just squeeze
unless
onto there.
otherwise, we're always dealing with mouse.
Mouse
Yes.
scale.
I will let you know when the bigger world intrudes.
Mouse things.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like very fine chicken wire.
Oh, yes.
So it's like standard fence for us.
It's basically a sieve,
Uh,
just cut into a shape.
Yes.
I'd love to roll around the perimeter of the fence and look for any cuts through it. If the lock doesn't look like it has been opened or picked recently, then there might be other means of entry.
Make a head roll that you're searching. You want to roll under your number. Your number is 5.
Mhm.
You can roll. You can roll 3.
Thank you. My breaking and entering expert. I don't suppose you have an eye to such a thing.
I would love to help. And I would like
Where,
to try.
like, if you just like,
shoot it.
where's your first instinct of where such an entry would be?
Oh, where's just shoot it? Oh my gosh.
Just say something right now, off your gut.
Through the ceiling.
You know, I appreciate that you really went in committed to instinct, dearie.
Yes.
My
Ah,
instincts-
the
Give us a
Skyward.
real one because your instincts are so sharp. Roll and give us an instinct.
Okay, yes.
I'm trying to be helpful to you on the canvas
Can I
here.
roll? Can I roll?
I'm just going home. There
Can
you
I? Can I? Yeah, I'm looking for
go. Griffin,
skylight.
thank you.
Oh, hey, thank you.
What up, Ripon?
I'm trained. Let's start the engine. Thank you.
Hi, train.
I'm with Griffin.
Let's
Very
do it.
good.
Thank you.
So
Quality.
you want to do what?
I want.
This is the talent
Sam is
portion
trying
of
to
the show.
hack the system in my favor for my roll.
Oh, right.
but-
You want to assist.
Yes, I want to assist.
Roll a head roll. You want to roll under your number. You can roll 3,
Okay.
but your number, of course, is 2.
It's a 2.
Hack a system.
One
honestly.
success and a deduce.
Oh,
Deduce.
deduced.
Literally
Deduce.
This is really entertaining.
Yeah. So you absolutely get help. You can roll 4. Do you have a deduction?
Yeah, what's the train car we should be paying attention to?
All of them.
All of I'm gonna roll
Okay.
now.
That's not much of a deduction.
That would be 4 successes, and I'm going to drop a deduce.
Jesus. Drop a deduce.
Yeah, you absolutely
I'll drop it
find.
a
You know, while you're going around, you find there's an area of the street that it's covered up by boards, and you sort of pull the boards sort of off the ground, and you see that someone's dug a tunnel like underneath the fence, like sort of like burrowed beneath it, and you just sort of are able to just roll sort of. You know, I mean, if you want, right down into the tunnel and up
Like
to the other
launch
side. It's
out.
just like, yeah, it's
I'm
you know, it's
absolutely
very
seeing
tight,
that.
just right under and very small.
Is it mouse small, or is it perhaps? I dealt with these back in the Secret Service. Is this a mole?
A mole.
Mole hole.
Make a well. You rolled 3 on your
I
searching for
did.
stuff
I'm
to roll.
super
They
dope.
certainly
4,
did.
in fact.
4
rolled
successes.
4.
I am super dope.
You can. They were dug by rats.
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 You recognize those claw prints anywhere. Those are rats.
Clearly.
Also a bit thorough. It's...
I know these anywhere.
This way, dears. I found another way.
Meeting of night. Thank you. Hype.
What up?
Hey.
Yes. Everybody. Hype train. Thank you so much, everyone.
I'm
Bonnie.
A question for you about this fence. Is this a fence that has like a top, and then the fence ends, or
Yeah.
is there a ceiling? What are we dealing with?
It's got like sort of
It just
spikes
continues forever.
forever into
Is there
the
a
sky.
skylight?
Uske
Perhaps.
ad coelum, as
This
they
is
say.
called
in
the
Latin.
sun here.
Fuck.
No, it's.
Part of you're from London, you've never
Sorry.
seen it.
Part of Hype
Hype
Thank
train.
you. Thank you, everybody.
The
Oh my
wire.
God. Yeah, it's got like kind of like spikes, so that like let's say from where you are, they stick up the mousy equivalent of about 12 feet, and then each one's got kind of like a spiked tip on it.
So it's a 12 mouse foot high.
12 mouse foot high
Fence.
fence, kind of made of sharp, kebabs or something.
Yeah, I'll take the
Little
whole.
toothpicks.
Toothpicks.
The toothpicks.
Oh
yes.
my god.
Buddy.
Yeah.
Oh, my favorite part of this is all the small things that are like big things, but they're
All
small.
the
I know.
small things. All right.
And yeah.
I will join them in the hole.
I will also fall into the hole.
Okay, you head on in. You get a deduction, right?
I did.
Okay. Do you look around? Details swirl around you. Do you have a question?
Yes. What fresh hole is this, or rather, how fresh is this? How freshly dug?
What fresh is this?
What fresh hole is this?
Perfect.
Allie!
Elizabeth. Thank you.
What up, Ellie?
Fine trade.
Appreciate you, buddy.
Keep it going.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much for donating to this really important.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
So
I'm trying to get timeline.
Oh my god.
you
That was like 12 shots.
you can see that it looks like maybe this hole was dug about a week ago.
A week ago.
A
Interesting.
week?
It's been 1 week.
That's
Dry
you
the
looked-
ground is, etc., etc.
over
Feet.
2 basil missings ago.
All right. 1 week. As a reminder to Sam DeLev, because Sylvie's forgets things.
Thank you,
sometimes.
Scott.
Was there anything else on a timeline of about a week, or was there nothing earlier than 3 days? I thought I had remembered hearing
You did.
something happened a week ago.
Yes, there was.
What was it?
It was. Crud. It was in the pawn shop, wasn't it? Either the order for the
3 and
flute was a
3.
week ago, or there was
Oh, that sounds
something.
right.
Yeah, something was a week ago.
So I
Yeah.
wonder if that order
came through here.
And the rats dug such a hole
Yes.
a week ago. So it does seem like we're on the right track for perhaps finding this flute. We should look around. Shall we search?
Yes, through the hole.
Can we go?
Toby. Tuft. Snuffed. Do you smell basil here? We haven't
Do I
actually
smell basil
confirmed that
Hang
basil
on,
ever
what?
came here.
Couldn't Toby have just jumped over the fence for us with us on his back?
12 mouse feet.
You didn't ask.
That's like a 4-foot vertical papa jump.
Oh, we are useless without Basil.
I found an entry.
No, it's true. It all worked out.
Dark name.
Dark of name.
555.
How did you ever know?
That isn't a real number. That's fictional. It doesn't work when I put it in my telephone.
I like to imagine that we all just came through that hole, and then Toby's like, "Oh hey," and just
Hopped
We're
on
like,
the other side and
"Oh."
met you. Yes, absolutely. That's exactly how it happened. You still got the basil sniffing roll from way back when, and I'll say that Toby sniffs around and does not detect basil, at least within his bloodhound radius.
So Basil
Ah.
never
Goofy ears.
made it
Very
here,
goofy ears.
but this does seem to be related to the crime in question. Yes. So perhaps we should start looking around because any
We all should.
and indeed all of these train cars could be relevant to our pursuit.
Good deduction, right there. Well deduced that every train car matters.
All right, we're going to start investigating.
All right, who would like to search? Who would like to help?
I'd like to help.
I'd
I'd
like to
help
search.
as well.
Yes, I will not search.
Yeah,
I'm
we're
more
the
heart.
spirit. Yeah.
Yes, and we're the cheerleaders. You got this.
You got this.
All right, why don't you? I tell you what,
How about we-
search in like parties?
Yeah, how about we divvy up?
Okay.
We'll take
I was
one side, you
initially
take the
going
other
to
side.
suggest that a la Scooby-Doo.
Yes.
But
up the
then
team.
I thought about splitting your
What's
party.
up,
and I
gang?
didn't. But I think, yes, we are about due for a bad idea.
All right,
Yes.
The two helpers roll head roll. You want to roll under your number. Whoever's
Okay.
helping.
Okay, how many am I rolling?
I
You're
do
rolling.
Thank you. Okay.
2.
I got this.
2 under our number.
2 under your number.
2 successes,
don't
1
got this.
deuce.
I got this.
Oh wow.
Oh my god. Okay, that's one. Oh my god. Oh crap. Okay.
It's still one. That's all it takes.
Yes. One success. One's all you need.
So okay, so now the searchers, you can each roll 3.
That was way more tense than I had
Oh,
to be.
You get a deduction.
lot.
So you look around, details swirl around your head as you pull out some incredible deduction.
Yeah. Can they roll first and you need to
Yeah,
think of a
absolutely.
second? Wow.
I would like it for the record to be flavored as whoever's assisting me is pushing my chair so that I can hold the magnifying glass. And that's the mental image I would like to leave you all
I
with.
mean, I can see Belinda doing it, so yeah.
Yes.
yes,
it's
I do.
happening.
It's
I got
happening.
another height.
Oh, thank you. Again.
High five.
Ooh,
Smoke
it's
beard.
Whoa, small!
Sorry, I can't make it early.
You're here now.
It's the best kind of
That's what
beard.
matters.
Thank you so much,
Hi.
everybody. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
you're amazing.
Yeah, I mean, thank you for turning out for this.
Help me think of a question. Too.
Sort of things are we looking
Questions?
for?
Do you want to roll your search?
I'm gonna roll.
Yeah.
Roll, yeah. Roll.
What do I need?
You want to roll under your number. Your
That's
number
fine. I got it.
is
Nope, don't
4.
got it. Just kidding. Got it. 3. Yes, with consequences.
Success with consequence.
That almost got bad.
Okay.
Oh,
Do you
It was
want to
rough.
roll your search?
It was rough.
this party's not doing as good right
You
here.
know what?
How do you do?
We got this. We got this.
We got
Okay, so you both
We've
get
got this.
you both got one success.
Okay.
You're searching around, and what I'll say is,
I should have brought my glasses.
you look at each
Contacts, my
train
dear.
one after another. You look at each train one after another, and sort of start noticing, like, you know, they're all important. Yeah, it's like you get the feeling they're all important, and you start to notice that, like, in each one of them, it's like most of them are old, they're kind of like rusty or covered in dirt, but every once in a while, like, a lock's been opened or a door's been opened.
Yes.
Bit by bit, you start realizing that somebody's gone into all the trains and removed all of the whistles from them.
In order to smuggle, perhaps.
The great whistle heist of 1898.
All the train whistles have been removed, and
Working
while
title.
you are sort of putting this together, just as the realization is coming to you, you hear some footsteps somewhere in the shadows, and you hear a voice call to you, and who's there?
Can I use my deduction for this?
Oh yeah.
Who's there?
Hey, just hold on long enough.
Who's
What is
there?
your question? Bondo, thank you.
Hey!
What up,
Back to
Bondo?
you.
Buddy.
Five
Come back
must
from
be
dinner
thing.
to see if I
The Sea of Fives.
Sea of Fives.
Thank you so
Get
much,
in
Sea of
here.
Fives, and everybody.
Can I tell if it's a... Does it sound like friend or foe?
Buddy.
I know.
Do you want to know if it's friend or foe?
Yeah. Let's go with that.
It sounds like foe. It's
Okay,
sort of
great.
an intimidating kind of voice.
Let's shoot it.
It's got a little edge in the. Let's shoot it.
Whoa!
I have a revolver.
I'll give you the bullet.
I have 5 in here. It's fine.
Oh wait,
Thank
we're
you. That one's
technically
yours.
separated right now, aren't we?
Yeah.
We're not with each other.
Yeah, you're actually in 2 different parties.
Well, so who?
Oh, right. Who?
Where do we each hear this coming from? Who's closer to it?
Yeah.
Who said we're closer? We
since
could be
you-
equidistant.
Since
It's
you were
true.
the one who made the deduction,
Yeah.
we'll say this team is
Okay,
the one
great.
that's having this experience. You two are off searching.
Did we hear the voice at all?
No, not right now.
Okay. I hope they're all right.
I'd like to shoot
But I'm
it.
sure everything's fine.
You
Yeah.
want to shoot?
Yes.
God. Oh God.
Okay.
It's foe. I deduced
foe.
it's foe.
So make
We're
a
gonna hear
heart
this.
roll. Make a heart roll. I guess you're sort of shooting into the shadows, or.
You've somehow hit Dorian with that.
I was about to undercut you, but then I decided I want to let this one
I would
roll.
like to shoot into the darkness.
Oh my God.
Okay, make a
Roll
heart
to
roll.
shoot the darkness!
You want to roll over your number. You can roll.
Can we get a sea of 10s now?
You can roll 1.
Have you looked at
Oh.
this table?
Okay, fine. You can roll 2
Hey.
because
Okay,
you were a
thank you.
daring thief, so you've
Thank
probably
you.
shot at people before.
Yes.
But you are still shooting in the darkness. You can roll 2.
But it's a heart roll.
It's a shot in the dark.
It's a heart roll.
It's
You
a
want to
shot.
roll over your number.
Shot in the dark.
Your number is 2.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Franklin Delano.
And deduced.
Deduce and to shoot.
Okay.
Holy guacamole.
It's a lie.
Okay. You get 2 successes and just
And
bef-
two
and two deductions.
deductions.
you fire that gun a bunch of times and you just hear like, oh my God, what did you?
My blood. You shot that
My blood! My blood!
and then I would like to take I would like to take Sylvie, and I would love to roll them forward towards the darkness, towards this person.
Oh my God. Ramming speed.
Okay.
Oh my God. Belinda is unhinged.
They're like knitting needles.
Oh my God.
I mean, look.
Do you have?
What? Is this new information?
No, not at all.
This seems very well established for
Yes,
the fiction of the
absolutely.
story.
Like, I'm imagining a joust now. Just
I have in fact thought about wheelchair, like, jousting
Oh,
way too much.
You have a second deduction,
Almost
right?
enough.
Okay, I have 2. I have 2.
Yes, you do.
Yes.
Too, yeah.
So I would like to know how many people are in the shadows at this moment, and I would like to know their name if I can know their name. Is that too much to ask?
No.
Is that
There are
outlining?
2. There are 2.
soon to be one.
Yes. One of them badly
That's why
shot.
the other's there.
And
My
bleeding.
blood.
And
outside.
one of them's name is Sweeney, and the other's name
Todd.
is Todd.
Yes.
Great.
And you hear, oh my God, Todd, what has she done to you?
And we have a Toby. I'm just gonna put that out there.
Sweetie, I'd step out of the shadows if I were you. Are you ready? We're gonna ram them.
That's a thought, dear.
Are you ready?
I am ready to go and meet them, yes.
Okay.
Meanwhile, we're just like
We're
looking
going-
through a
we're gonna go
train, just like.
Oh no.
I think you hear the
Oh, we've heard the gunshot, right?
And
Okay, so we're gonna come over now.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're heading over there. Are you doing this?
I'm in fact knocked out.
You are in fact not doing it.
Very small
It's
mouse.
okay, Belinda just walks over very quickly.
And you
Thanks,
see
you're
on
going
the
to
floor
death.
there's a rat laying on the ground in the shadows, and another rat over
Poor
him,
Todd.
and the rat on the ground is like, Sweeney, help
Todd's a
me."
foe.
Who is he without a
And
sword, you know?
Todd's like, this is the life we've chosen.
Do they break into song?
Tiny. Is that you?
Weirdly
I'm just going
introspective
off
moment.
of the name that Belinda called out, and I'm beginning to lie my face off. Sweeney, is that you?
Make a heart roll.
That's
You wanna
my
roll
job!
Over your number, you can roll.
I'm not here.
You can roll 2. Yeah, you're
Did we make
you're,
it?
You're
We
almost
made
in
it.
now.
We're here.
Can we be on the other side of the rats?
Like behind them.
Yeah. Like we're flanking the rats.
Sure.
Fine.
You got one?
I did.
Holy cow.
And you know what it is?
It's not. Oh my god.
So Sweeney is a little suspicious of you. I don't know. Do I know you? I don't know. Do I know you? You're trying to trick
What's
me.
Sweeney's grandmother's name?
Oh my god.
Oh.
Because I live at Happy Snout Retirement.
Oh my god.
What's Sweeney's?
Olivia, thank you. You rock.
Oh,
Olivia, 10, buddy.
That's what I. Yay.
See you 10s. We're moving on up.
That looks like a
thank you,
joke.
everybody. Oh my god. Sorry.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Sweeney's
Sweeney's grandmother's name
is Olivia.
is Olivia.
Oh, look at you. Look at
You
that.
just got drafted into being a rat grandma. I'm sorry.
Red grandma.
Okay, rat wedding.
Grandma. Rat
There are no
My big
small
brother.
parts.
Rat wedding.
So
My big fat squeak wedding. I found
There
it.
you go.
yes.
There it
It's in the
Olivia
rewrite,
Sweeney.
kids.
Oh my god. So yeah, that gets you a one-time favor from Basil of Baker Street's older son.
Oh.
We
Thank
made
you, Olivia.
it.
Mouse
Thank you,
Gaddis.
everybody.
Mouse Gaddis, thank you.
That gets Mouse Gaddis, and the next one up is the character swap at 1750. If we should happen to get there. Oh my god, you all have been so amazing with us.
You're
Seriously.
amazing. Wow.
Let's keep doing
Thank you
it.
for doing all of this in support
Yes.
of a good cause.
Yeah.
Mischief for good.
So Todd is on the floor,
minute.
bleeding
Yeah.
out. Sweeney is
Not
over
quite.
him. You are trying to talk to Sweeney.
Managing. We want more.
You're not Olivia Sweeney, are you?
I might be. Who wants to know?
It's me, dear. I play bridge with her every Wednesday. Oh my.
You-
I'm gonna get down. I'm gonna pull out a shoelace and I'm going to bend it up Todd.
Can I use this distraction to sneak up behind Sweeney while they're talking?
You can try.
I will.
Okay, you make a head roll for bandaging Todd. That is, you want to roll under your number. You can roll. How much experience would you say you have doing field medicine?
You know, quite allowed to say, not after Egypt.
Roll
Funny
two.
you ask.
You roll two. You're making a head roll. It's an
I've been
action thing. You want to roll over your number. You can
Can
roll.
I help?
Yeah, you absolutely can help.
Is there not an element of
With that head roll.
heart or passion in this to get up behind someone and clock them on the head?
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. It is an action roll. It should be a heart roll.
Oh, yes.
So how do you want to help?
I want to use my screwdriver to just come up. Preparation.
Oh,
We're both just
Okay.
descending.
I have to be totally honest. When I thought
I'm
that,
into
like,
this.
I thought that we were going to be the ones who screwed up the thing for the social.
Yeah.
I appreciate that the
Nope.
social is the one
Yeah.
who's adding violence to what might otherwise be an information gather session.
Yeah.
Here we go. Well, I don't mean to kill the fellow.
No,
Just-
knock him out.
Yes, just
violently.
tame him a bit.
You can't talk to him if he's knocked out.
He's not a shrew, dear. He's a mouse.
We're calming him
Oh,
down.
he's a
Fair,
rat.
fair.
He's a filthy rat.
I'm the one who shot
so
it.
that
I'm
is
on
also a
board
heart
with
roll.
this.
Roll over. You want to roll over your number. Your number is 4. You can roll 1 because you're a little kid.
You're doing great.
I'm a little kid. I'm not
5
even
and 6,
tall
5
enough
and
to
6,
do
5 and
it.
6.
And 4.
Oh, what up?
Get him.
Wow.
Yes.
So you can roll. You can roll 4. Wait, what do you do? You're a reckless talker. Okay, you can roll 3. Sorry.
All right. You got this. Oh, this is its own form of persuasion.
Heart, you want to roll over your number.
There
Your
we go.
number is 2, Dorian.
2 successes.
2 successes, one of them is
Including a deduce.
Oh.
Still committed to that, huh?
Oh yeah, it's not stopping. It's not stopping.
You think we're just going to...
So the two of you come up right behind
I
Sweeney
would never
as
want that.
they have captured his attention with stories of his grandmother. And he's trying to figure out why someone who knows his grandmother would have shot his partner. And he's so distracted by this. You come up behind him and just start
Just gonna rat punch
Yeah.
the guy. Back base of the skull.
punch him right, and he just goes
Yeah.
right down. And while he's falling, you look around, and these details start to swirl around you as you make an incredible deduction. What do you want to deduce?
Oh boy. Golly. I'd like to deduce which of these train cars the rats appeared the most interested in. What do they think is the most important one here?
What do they think is the most important one here?
Because I can already, I don't even have to deduce the fact that these were the rats from the pawn shop. I'm gonna guess that's the case. But I want to know which strength card they would think is the most important one here.
Okay. When you club him, he falls down, and I'll say you search his pockets and find that he's got a little scrap of paper that says
No, nothing.
909 on it, and you look up, and right next to you there's or just down the aisle there's a train that's got the number 909 on it.
Y'all, 909.
Can I see that? It just says 909.
That's all, yes.
Can I look through the Rolodex and see if there's a 909 in there at all?
No, it's the code for the train.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to see if there's
Yeah.
any.
It's the answer to his deduction. You
Oh,
just
okay.
did.
Yeah,
You
it's
were
the train
interested
number.
in train
Oh, great.
909.
Cool.
It's
okay.
train 909.
Yeah.
Sorry, I said train on it. I should have showed you.
Oh, great. Lovely, lovely.
It's alright, we're all still in training.
Yes. I'm more of heart than anything
I appreciate it.
Puns!
else. Alright, so we have one dying and one unconscious.
I
my
was successful
blood.
on my bandaging with my
Oh,
little,
yeah.
little mousy shoelace.
You were successful?
I was.
So he's
I was
no
too
longer...
successful.
And was ours unconscious
Too
or just
successful?
Too
immobilated?
successful.
Oh, okay.
Immobilated?
Yeah, he's good.
I mean, it was my intention to immobilize the rat, so
Yeah. So
he's immobilated.
yeah, exactly.
Hashtag immobilated.
He's available for questioning.
He's available for questioning, yeah. They stabilized Todd, who is no longer bleeding out. Sweeney is unconscious. Train 909
Hey,
is
Sweeney.
over there.
He's completely
buddy.
knocked out. Not
You
just
okay there, buddy?
Yeah, no,
Alright,
he,
boy.
he 2 successes. He really punched him in the base of the skull.
Okay.
Don't know my own strength.
The screwdriver.
Oh, yeah, well that would end it pretty good right there.
Maxi puppies.
I'll just pull that out.
Okay.
There we go.
You just see, like, Belinda. Look at that.
Alright, shall we question Todd?
Yes.
What do you want from me? You already shot me. Go away.
What are you doing with the whistles, Todd?
I don't know. It's
The
not.
cheese whistles? Oh, the whistles in the trains.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Because they're missing.
I don't know.
Todd, I have more bullets in this revolver.
Okay, make
I'd like
a
to
heart
intimidate
roll.
him.
You're trying to intimidate him.
Yeah.
You want to roll over your number. You're a thief. You're kind of a criminal type.
I'm daring.
You're daring.
Highly daring. Such
You
daring.
can roll
Very
2.
daring.
Okay.
He's also a criminal type, so he doesn't scare easy.
2 successes.
But
2
today he
successes.
was. He got shot. Getting shot is scary.
Step on the wound. It's painful.
Step on me.
Calm.
Buddy.
Very loud
I'm gonna
siren.
make you re-roll one of those successes.
Oh.
Oh!
You got this. Oh.
Yeah, burn those, DM.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fuck you, Dragon Lady.
Fuck you, Dragon Lady.
Fuck me indeed.
Flip it.
I don't know why that makes it so much funnier, but it does.
Okay.
So,
Oh, boy.
2 successes.
Yes.
He's actually kind of scared of you. It's like, all right, you did shoot me. That is pretty scary. Now that I think about it, look, I'm
He's
just
so chill about it.
Shock.
I'm just working for my boss.
Do you have a name?
Todd, right?
Yeah, my name's Todd. Thanks. Yeah.
She like throws you a glare.
Oh, you mean the boss? He looks at you and he looks at your gun and he's like, his name is Ratigan.
What?
Ratigan's dead.
Oh my goodness.
That's what he said. He said his name was Ratigan. Patrick Ratigan.
What did he look like?
Ratigan again?
Ratigan!
He looked kind of like a big rat in a suit. I don't know, paying really good rates.
At least he's a fair employer.
I have one more question for you, Todd. Right?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's Todd, yes.
Would you say you are pretty familiar with the seedy underbelly of London?
I know
Seedy underbelly.
Do you recognize this man?
parts of the belly.
Why are we doing this right now? It's now the time.
Make a head roll.
Head.
Yeah, you want see how well
Haven't
your disguise.
got one of those.
See how well your disguise works. You use a lot of disguises, so you can roll 3. You want to roll under your number is 2.
Now, would this not be itself kind of a social manipulation thing?
Oh, actually.
Because that's what I do, is I use like social persuasion and manipulation and such to make myself come off a certain way.
Okay, but also you're going against me scaring the shit out of him with my revolver.
Well, but that's also hard.
Also, yeah,
Like,
yeah,
this is
yeah.
social and social
Oh.
and social.
Seems a very
Maybe a
hot
heart
kind
roll.
of...
You can try and
Conversation.
manipulate him into not
Mustard.
recognizing you. That's the idea.
That's what I do. I'm very an
Persuasion.
active manipulator, influencer.
But you have to use
Okay.
a heart roll to influence the DM to allow you to do that.
Oh my god, 6 rolls later.
Okay, you can do a heart roll, but you can roll 2.
Okay, I'll take
because
that.
You don't really know this guy, and he's exceptionally paranoid as a criminal and
I
stuff.
contort my face and
You want to roll over your number?
smell different.
Your number is 2.
Oh, yeah,
Quick
this is
sweat.
on your list.
Alright, yes, I have that right here. Okay. Okay, one
That's
success.
1 success, but I'm going to make you re-roll it.
Yeah.
Dragon Lady, why are you like this?
Oh my god!
I do know that guy.
Okay.
Really? How so?
He killed somebody.
Okay.
He did he?
The rumors of my murdering have been exaggerated.
That's what I heard. I heard he killed somebody.
Who on earth did you hear that from, dearie?
Oh, just the criminal underbelly.
I mean, that is the prevailing theory.
Were you planning on telling us?
Yes, you. I said it out loud when I,
I don't
met
know.
Basil.
No, but you didn't tell us that you killed someone.
I didn't. I was accused of killing someone.
You killed someone?
I did not kill anyone. I was oh my god. You have my sweetie. I was not. I never ate it. I was accused of killing someone. I did not.
I want a sweetie.
You got your
Yeah,
sweetie.
you
I
killed
saved
some
mine.
nobleman, right?
I was accused of killing Count von Elsmark.
Oh yeah, I've been accused of a lot of stuff
No,
too.
me too, huh?
Yeah,
But I was not
Todd, I feel
the
like
real
you
killer.
like-
yeah, I wasn't the real killer either.
Okay, you know what? We will shoot you again. Todd.
I got another bullet.
Yes, we do actually have one. Just wedge it in.
All right. Ratigan, where can we find Ratigan? Thank you for answering that question. I might call upon you as a witness later, Todd. But
You're a thief too! We're all naughty here.
yes, well, I'm
Fine.
trying to get into Mouse.
You can't find Ratigan. Ratigan finds you.
Oh, this will be easy then. Great.
Yes. What
I mean,
what
if
is
he
he like?
wants to.
Oh.
Uh-huh. Well, what?
What on earth kind of thing did you do that was notable? That Ratigan noticed you in the first place and found you.
Yes, how did he come to you?
I hang out at the relevant seedy underbelly establishments.
Where would that be?
Oh, all over the criminal underbelly of
Name a place. Right now.
Oh, the
Underbelly
criminal
Shire.
underground.
Underbelly Shire.
Underbelly Shire. It is a
It's Underbellisher.
Underbellisher.
The criminal underground in the London Underground.
Yes, the criminal.
Underbellisher.
Yes, the criminal underground in the London Underground of Underbelly
The
Shire.
Underground.
Does Ratigan still hate being called a rat?
And he says, I haven't heard anything about that. Doesn't like being called a rat. I don't know. It's news to me.
Were you the ones who were tailing us earlier?
We might have been keeping tabs on you.
You tried to set us on fire.
No, we just tried to set the store on fire after we locked you in there. It's
Oh, my mistake.
Oh, thank you.
totally different.
Thank you.
Do you think you might know where Mr. Basil is?
Do you know where Basil of Baker Street is?
Oh, well, that should have been a first question.
Yeah, that's the whole mission, in fact. I'm gonna step on his wound a little bit too.
Oh, good God!
There you go.
I'm gonna wait my bullet.
And you tell me you didn't kill an
Wave your
woman.
bullet.
Okay.
Dorian gets shit done.
The two of you make a heart roll real quick. You roll 2. You want to roll over your number. Your number is 4.
Woo!
Now you roll 2. You roll 3, and you want to roll over your number. Your number is 2.
Roll for torture. That's 3 successes right
All
there.
right,
That is.
You stomp on his wound while you're threatening him with a bullet, and it just totally
it's meant to be
overwhelms him
gentle.
psychologically and physically, and he just passes
Oh,
out.
great.
You are so effective. You just, he just goes right out like a light. Now you get a deduction. So
was the word we used
out, you
before?
look around.
As he passes out, Can I ask him? Can I yell at him? Can I can I listen to him whisper if he knows where?
Do you know where Basil is?
You can deduce Scott Maitland. Oh my God! Thank you.
Oh,
What up, Scott?
Thank you so much.
More of these rewards.
know
It's
what?
charity. Oh my God! Thank you.
Rewards.
Yeah, it
Thank
is
you.
charity.
It is.
Thank you so much, everybody, for helping out with this.
Let me
Just-
play the
you are
bachelor.
so incredibly generous. Wow, this is so amazing. Yeah, our next tier is the character swap, which could be anybody.
Totally random characters.
Yes, yeah, okay. Thank
Could
you,
be
everyone.
anyone.
Whomst among us?
You can deduce from
I
his
was watching that
person
stream.
and everything on him. It smells, everything. You bring in all your Basil training, and you can figure out that this guy does not know where Basil is.
They're better off this way.
And as you are standing there, Sylvie, you feel like a little, like, something on the back of your neck.
A
Almost
mosquito?
like almost,
Oh my God.
almost, yes, like a mosquito bite. And you go, you sort of like swipe at the back of your neck, but then and so
Oh,
you.
this is not the first sleep dart I've been hit with, dear. You can just help me.
Yeah, and you were all hit with sleep darts, and you pass out, and you
Oh,
wake
good, I haven't
up.
had a good
Finally,
sleep
sweet release. Oh my God.
Yes, they bring sweet.
Yeah, when you wake up, you find yourself back in the sitting room at Baker Street, and sitting in front of you is a tall, thin mouse.
Oh, here we go.
Who,
Great.
you can only describe as Gaddis-like.
I was gonna say.
And he sits there looking over you, and he says, I think it's time to wake up, everybody. And he's sipping tea.
5 more minutes.
Pillbox, dear. I need this if I'm ever going to wake up.
Oh,
Does he have anything I can steal?
Oh my God.
You are my
On
little
both of him,
brother's
yes.
student.
He's the smarter one. Don't.
So you are my little brother's student.
Yes.
Yes, we are.
Yes. Your little
Ian.
Are you? You're,
I am Ian of the Intelligence Service. Basil's older, smarter.
Do you have any
brother.
embarrassing childhood stories?
you tell all of them to us.
Priorities. I love it.
I do,
Very important.
and I will. As soon as we secure Basil's return,
Okay.
I will give you all the embarrassing young Basil stories you like.
Just clarifying, it's of the utmost importance to us.
Do you know where he
I
is?
understand. Unfortunately, I don't know where Basil
You know
is.
where that is?
Can you just go get him? Like, I'm done.
Deduce.
just deduce.
Where is that, bro?
Do that Ian thing.
Yeah.
Right there.
I've been
Well,
keeping
there.
tabs on you.
What?
I've been keeping tabs on you since you went looking for Basil. What
The
have
nerve.
you learned exactly?
Well, we know that he's connected with a missing flute from Germany, made in the 1300s. We know that there's a
Pawn shop
fellow...
owner,
Yes, a pawn shop owner gone missing that he was investigating.
Ernest Cheese Whistle.
A fellow calling himself Ratigan
Is
Is
out
it-
there as well.
is organizing this, apparently, to some degree. He was keeping tabs on a fellow named...
Ratigan.
Ratigan, yes, the very same.
Ratigan is dead. Basil killed him, dropped him off of the clock tower at Big Ben just a year ago.
Well, then there are two possibilities, aren't there, dear? Either the fall did not kill Ratigan, or someone has assumed Ratigan's identity in order to capitalize on the criminal network of a powerful figure.
Well,
They
there
seem like a
is,
few obvious. Perhaps
there
I'm missing
is
other
a
things.
possibility.
I'm waking up from a sleep dart.
And he goes digging through a file, and he comes back and he says, "You know, it
Sleep
turns out that Professor Patrick Ratigan, who
Yes.
Basil of Baker Street defeated last year,
Of course, we all saw the movie.
has a brother whose name is also Patrick Ratigan.
Evil twins.
By the way, Moriarty has a brother named Moriarty. James Moriarty has a brother named James Moriarty. That is Sherlock Holmes canon. You can look it up.
I 100% thought you were going to go for Mousiarty.
Sherlock
Moratarty.
Nope.
They're like there's something there. But I'm happy with all of
We're
them.
going
There's
with
no
it.
bad choice.
Nope.
Yeah, no, yes, he has a brother, Patrick Ratigan, who, well, we didn't think was a threat, but perhaps this is the fellow.
The other Ratigan.
Of course.
Did you happen to investigate train car 909 before you had your people take us out?
In fact, we did. And we found.
Thank God.
We were listening to your conversation before, and we found this. And he reaches into a little satchel he has, and he pulls out a train whistle. It looks like they had tried to clean these out of the train yard, and they left one behind. And he puts it on the table.
Want to pick it up and blow into it.
Okay,
All right, keep popping.
make a head roll.
A head roll? Oh no!
Yeah.
You want to roll
No,
under your number? You
just-
can
just
roll.
How many D do I get?
And then he's
You can roll.
no the
One.
paw prints.
I get 1D.
You're trying to play a train whistle.
Paw prints are
I'm
gone.
trying to play a train whistle.
Can I help?
Yeah.
I can oil the whistle.
Okay.
With
Yeah,
my-
you can make a heart roll.
Let's
you
oil
can
this
make a head
whistle up.
roll. You want to roll under your number since it's a tinkering thing.
wet
You're
the
gonna
whistle.
try and make
Let's
it
wet the
playable.
whistle.
Yeah.
You can roll 3.
So I can use my D to try and blow this whistle.
They do this.
They do this.
They do this. This is not.
It's not us.
I mean, it's also us.
No, they
head,
just
head roll. You want to
feel
roll
the
under your
fire.
number. That's 1 success. That's all it takes.
Do I get 2D?
You can roll 2.
Wetted your
Okay.
whistle.
I've doubled my D. Alright, let's go.
Roll those double T's.
It's inactive.
Yeah. You totally strike out of that. Unless by the way, there are 3 rerolls if you want.
I'm not gonna burn on this.
You definitely.
I'll use them all!
To be fair, the best use of mechanically important resources is on completely silly things.
I would agree.
So yeah, that doesn't do anything.
What is for dinner?
Shock.
And
I'm simply shocked.
Ian looks at it and he's like, I don't quite know what to make of it. I'm not sure why he would want these train whistles.
It has to do with the flute. That's what I'm thinking.
There must be a connection.
What flute?
The one that I just talked about in the beginning of
From
the...
Germany, Hamlet,
Oh, that
1300s.
flute. Right, yes, you did mention that. He
Piper.
checks back in his notes. He's like, yes, I was just testing.
Are you the smarter one?
Yes, I.
The evil
Ian.
twin.
Ian.
Huh.
You know, the big stompy ones talk about a sword that their king got, but for us, I suppose the counterpart is the flute,
Oh,
isn't
the
it?
stompy ones.
You know, we will all follow whoever has the flute.
Yes. I've heard
Oh,
about
it's like
that.
mouse law. Yes.
Yes, mouse lore.
I mean, it's at least
Of course. We all know the story.
We all know the story.
We all know the story, so it's cool.
Our ancestors
Well,
lived the
be
story.
a political move.
Yes. What power that flute could hold.
Too much power for this one.
Too much. Too much for one mouse. One rat
Do you know
to
anything
control.
about this flute from Germany?
Flute from Germany.
1300s.
Well, of course, I know the legends of the Pied Piper.
Who doesn't?
Doesn't.
Used some sort of magic flute to lead the rats out of, I don't know, some village, but that's just superstitious nonsense, of course.
Hardly.
Not
dear.
anymore.
Not anymore.
Not only is it
Yeah,
absolutely
never.
true, but it seems that whoever is trying to steal this flute might wish to establish their own fiefdom.
Stop it! That was awesome!
Let us know what you think in the chat.
Let us know in the comments below.
Yes.
Or
Like and
donate,
subscribe.
and we'll read your comments
Or donate.
right
Oh,
now.
Yeah. We will say things you have
Fair
written
punch,
live on
let us know
air.
what you think in the donation
Because
messages.
That was worth it.
Yeah.
Oh, you really should do this.
Guys, I want to make the goal because I want to see Bachelor.
You will totally be invited back if we do
Can I
Bachelor.
please be a
Yes.
contestant?
Yes.
I'm not even asking because you know I'll
Oh,
tell you.
absolutely.
Good.
Yeah, so, okay, where are we at now? What are we doing?
The superstition is true, and someone's trying to gain control by stealing the flute.
And also fish and chips for dinner.
Ah.
Some point.
Yeah.
Which you must be almost out of time.
I
Right?
would think so.
Yeah, and Mrs. Judson comes in just about done serving the fish and chip.
Good to get refreshed.
So yeah, you got the train whistle. What is your next move? What would you like to
Do you know anything about this man, this Alistair Lawman from Cincinnati, Ohio?
He's some sort of shoe salesman.
My my father before I became an orphan, used to be a tailor.
Hey.
Thank you.
I got you. we have a lot of diverse people in this group. You could say we have a Tinker, Tailor, and a Soul.
Oh my god.
Donate.
Comments.
Oh,
We're
boy.
working
Tinker,
for it.
Tailor's fine. Anyway, continue.
You were asking.
So Alistair Lawman, Cincinnati, Ohio.
And
There was a runway to that too. There was a lead up to that. You put work into that one.
Oh, we've been working on it in that round. As soon as I heard that you were a tinker, I leaned over and said, "You're not a tailor, are you?"
he reaches into his satchel and he pulls out a little book and he looks in the book and he closes the book and he says, "Nope, never heard of him.
Lies.
You want to
You're
try
lying
that
to
again,
me.
but truthfully.
I'm not lying to you."
Professional courtesy, dear.
I-
Game recognized, game.
I want to lean over to you, whisper, and I would love to use an assist of you talking to him to try and steal his notebook.
Oh, talking not so much, but spilling my knitting and my yarn everywhere.
Oh,
And please, could you possibly pick that up for me, dearie? I can't really bend over quite as well as I used to.
so can we do that?
You can make a heart roll to see how your distraction goes. You can roll 1.
Have some heart for
Can
the
I
elderly.
stop knitting.
Can you do it to fool the head spy
I don't know, it
master,
didn't go in that tray.
the trickiest and smartest of all spy masters?
You don't.
You
It turns out I can. I rolled a 6.
You got a 6,
Yeah.
Okay, so you can roll.
Oh, what a
I'm a
tangled
daring
web we
thief.
weave.
You can roll 3. You're a
Beautiful.
daring thief, but he's a very tough target, and you want to roll
Stay on
under
target.
your
Stay on
number.
target.
Your number is 2.
I'm believing you, buddy. Buddy.
Reroll. Yes.
No. Wait.
Ah, one success.
Oh, there we go.
1 success. Success with consequence.
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, thanks, Tyler.
Hey,
You
Tyler.
buddy. Thank you.
Pun no.
Yes. No.
The puns
Oh,
are in
yes.
fine form today. You managed to slip that book out, and you get the feeling that maybe he spots you, but you're not sure.
Doesn't matter. I'm gonna flip through it and try to find this man from Cincinnati, Ohio. This
Real
left there.
subtle light.
Yeah, real. I'm gonna try and retreat. and,
Subtle like the T in
Yeah.
subtle.
As you start flipping through the pages, Ian of the Intelligence Service
Yeah.
says,
Just right in front of him.
Well, thank you so much, dear. I do appreciate that. You know how things are. One gets older. One isn't
Yes.
Do I
as spry
find it?
as one used to be.
You're gonna have to make a roll.
Okay.
You look in it, and his book is heavily coded. You can make a head roll. You are not a code person. You roll.
I can't read.
What an enigma!
You can roll
Hey,
one. You want to roll under your number. Your number's
I
2.
appreciate it. All of it.
Success!
Oh, suck
You make out just enough to know that name is in the book, and suddenly you're like, success, and Ian turns around and he sees you got the book, and he's like, give me that book back.
I'm not gonna give him the book back.
Before or after we found
No.
you
You lied to us.
Yes, that's the first
Who
one.
is Alistair Loman?
Loman.
He's nobody.
Sun Girl appreciates your puns.
Oh,
Thank you, everybody.
yeah.
Seriously, guys.
So yeah, he just runs out to the hallway, and you hear him yelling for his guards.
Oh.
And away we go.
And I shoot into the darkness. No.
Stop it!
No.
You want to
Don't kill Mark Gatiss.
No, unfortunately,
Mouse.
there are lights on, so you
Mouse
can't shoot into
gatus.
the darkness.
That's true. Very, very true.
What has 4 wheels and gets in the way of things?
Not Toby.
None of us really.
No.
Hush!
What?
4 wheels.
Oh, 4.
There are
Yes, of course.
casters on the front.
I was only counting the big ones. That's true. Hot.
We're all dumb. We're on. We're dumb people.
We're doing.
What do I want?
Okay,
I
so
want
it's
to fuck this
you.
boy up.
So you're gonna crash into Ian?
Crash, no. I'm simply going to block his means of egress. And
okay.
yelling of guards and all of this
And
utterly unnecessary escalation in what is surely a common cause, Whiskers and Apples notwithstanding.
That's a heart roll.
I'm gonna help by shoving.
Yeah, get me a bit of speed into it.
Okay.
A bit of vitesse.
Heart roll, you can roll 3.
For some reason.
2 successes, including a deuce.
Well.
Heart roll, you can roll 4.
Thank you.
Allie, thank
Hey!
you.
I appreciate you, Allie. We have hashtag give donut as a thing, so. Oh, good. That is, let's see, none successful.
Yeah, it doesn't work at all. He's just,
You wanna
he's
burn
too,
her?
it's a super spy. He's just too dexterous, and he just gets right past you, and then suddenly guards are all
Toby.
bearing down on
In our house.
you. You call for Toby,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
Toby, do you want a cheese crumpet?
okay.
You know what? Why are we fighting this in this moment?
Guys,
He calls gods, and then what? What is your plan here? What's the play? Why on earth are you even bothering to call gods if we're all on the same side?
Trying to find Mr. Basil.
Did you do the Toby
Yes.
trees jumping thing? Okay, you are starting to shout at Mouse Gaddis. When Toby's face just like appears in the window, it's just like sort of he hears cheese crumpet and he's just like his tongue slobbering all over, and suddenly his nose like breaks through like the little tiny piece of mouse glass that's there, and
It was originally a piece of glasses.
yes.
So it's a mouse window.
Yeah, and his little snout just like pokes through, and it just starts knocking all the guards and Mouse Gaddis off their feet. As
And he starts looking for the cheese crumpet.
as he's looking for the cheese crumpet,
Yep.
he's just very happily.
Yeah. That's what's happening.
I have a deduction.
You do?
Oh
and
yeah.
I would like to use that.
You certainly do.
I like to know as much as I can about what Mouse Gaddis knows about this Loman fellow.
As much as you can. Okay, Mouse Gaddis knows that this Loman fellow is a criminal in hiding. Let's say a witness in hiding.
Oh. As in, he may not actually be this Loman fellow?
Might be in the witness protection program.
Stop it! I love it!
Never, not even once shall I stop. I am unceasing.
Sweet Whiskers, catch!
They are.
And I'd like to throw the notebook to Sweet Whiskers
Yeah.
You throw the notebook.
that I've stolen.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah!
Why don't you make a heart roll? You want to roll over your number. Your number is 2. You can roll 1 because of the circumstances. The big giant dog nose flying around
Success.
the room.
Oh!
God.
My god, yes!
All right.
What it is, what it be, what it do.
You catch it.
As you do.
Good, because I am a gay in a period piece, which means I know how to decipher things. That's a Turing reference.
And I'm gonna say
Appreciated.
Toby opens up his little mouth so that y'all can like climb on, and
I'm
then
just
he,
gonna grab some lip.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Pulls you right out back through the window.
Oh god! My legs!
And lowers you to the street below.
Oh, baby.
Yeah.
And he's still waiting for his cheese biscuits.
Oh, yes, cheese crumpets.
Cheese crumpets.
Belinda takes out her extra cheese crumpets and gives it to him.
Yeah, and he's just
Extra cheese.
The extra cheese.
How many are you
such a happy doggy.
He's so happy.
I'd like to decipher.
Decipher the notebook. Okay. Roll a head roll. You want to roll under your number. You can roll 3.
Okay, thank you.
Can I help?
Alea jacta est, quite literally. Yes, that would be 2 successes, dear.
2 successes.
Oh, not needed.
You
Always
certainly
appreciate
are. Your services are better used in other places. You're too valuable to waste on assisting me.
You start working the deciphering process, and you are getting it done.
I am very familiar with cipher systems.
But it's a long book, so you are working on it, and it is coming out.
I am. I'm sure it'll be a long time.
And since we're getting along in time here, what I'll say is Toby suddenly like shoots up and sniffs around, and he starts sniffing around in the street. Then he starts coming along, and there's like a street drain, sort of like a sewer drain that's just open, sort of right near to Toby in the street. And Toby sticks his head down there and starts like barking into the sewer drain.
Toby, do you smell someone?
And
I would like Belinda would like to try yelling into the sewers. She'd like to try calling Ratigan a rat. A big, nasty rat.
You're just gonna yell into the sewers?
Call him a rat and call him a rat again. And
Okay. Make a heart roll.
Basically, I'm trying to because I have been following Basil of Baker Street for like ever, and so I know that the other Ratigan hated being called a rat, and so I am trying to see if his evil twin now has the same exact issue, and therefore trying to goad him out of the sewers if he is in the sewers. That's my thought process right now. Mm-hmm.
Okay, make a heart roll. You want to roll over your number. You're yelling into the sewer. You can yell. Fine, you can roll 3.
You couldn't possibly tinker her a megaphone or something, could you, dear? A little hand cone of clarity.
Do you want to try that?
Just hold your hands like this in front of her mouth.
3 successes, 1 deduce.
Whoa!
I'm okay.
It all worked out.
So, 3 successes, 1 deduce. You scream and you just hear your voice echoing all down the tunnel. And with 3
Ratigan, you big nasty rat, you're such a coward. Come find us and fight us like a real mouse.
and there's like a second of silence, and then you hear from the no.
He's down there. Let's go.
No!
No. And you yell down there, and you get a deduce. Would you like to do something?
Yes. I would like to know the fastest way to get to him.
The fastest way to get to him might be if you could, say, construct some kind of a boat or something out of what you've got and sail through the sewers to find him.
Good thing I brought this boat.
Can you construct a boat?
I've got just enough pieces if we can all, put our efforts together.
And you start running around the street picking up little things that you find, wrappers from
I hand
the tall
over
ones.
the revolver.
I can do it!
If you can, yeah. I hand over the revolver, and I'm like, if you can use bits of this,
Got a popsicle
there you
stick.
go. Yeah.
Some gum.
Okay, make a head
Early
roll.
for that, maybe period-wise.
Woo.
On the streets, though.
That's a gif in the making. Make a head roll. You want to roll under your number. You can roll 3. Well, who's helping?
Me.
I mean, it sounds like everybody, but
Yeah.
primarily.
Okay, so make a head roll. You want to roll under your number. You can roll 2.
I've got a
2 successes,
No
1 deduce.
Hey!
way!
Hey, what's up?
All right,
Holy
you can roll 4.
crap.
I've got
This
some
mouse in
screws,
the house.
some screws to roll as well.
Nice, that helps.
Little trinkets.
What do you want to do?
Oh, trinkets.
Is Basil okay?
You've got a feeling that Basil's okay. You can sort of catch his scent on the wind, and it's got a calming
odor to it.
musk.
He smells chill.
What
Do you have that scent in your disguise
You're rolling
cologne?
under your number.
Oh, yeah, that is me.
Your number is 4, so that is 1, 2.
I've got a
Oh,
deduce.
wow, that is a deduce
Oh,
and
screw it,
4
you-
successes.
Deduce.
So you combine all that stuff into this awesome, like,
Holy crap.
sewer raft thing.
Sewer rat.
Get on,
And,
guys!
and you put the gun at the back of it, and it's
Yeah.
like sort of like positioned like an engine, so that you like
Yeah.
fire the gun, and it just like creates these like speed
Yeah.
bursts, like,
Physics!
shooting you along in the subway in the sewer
Oh, do we have
tunnel.
like Toby on the back, just like backwards?
Toby's
Yeah.
dog paddling guests, like
Love
like helping it go in the back.
Holding
and
like a
it's just-
birthday candle as a lantern.
And we've got some great like Mouse Detective like soundtrack.
Belinda's providing soundtrack for this.
Come on, get on the-
Yeah.
get on the phone boat. I'm king of the world!
And finally, you come around a curve and realizing that you are right beneath 221B, and as you come coasting in, you hear this
Under our
voice.
noses the whole
Oh.
time.
That's right, always in the last place you look.
Certainly, if you kept looking, that would be rather ridiculous now, wouldn't it?
and
Compelling point. You ruined his villain monologue.
You've ruined my villain monologue. And Ratigan steps out of the shadows looking really angry.
Yay.
I've been waiting for that for the whole time.
He's been rehearsing for days.
Oh, do you want to go rat again?
Oh, we are insufferable.
He should suffer.
Okay, let's.
Oh, you think you're tough now, but I'm the greatest criminal mind the world has ever known. And he's, oh, that's right. I survived my fall from the top of Big Ben. And yes, I do have a brother, but he's just a salesman in Cincinnati.
Alistair Lawton.
Lowman.
He's not a criminal mastermind, but I am, and I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you.
Not.
Oh, yes,
I disagree.
I think it sounds more intimidating in a sing-song voice, because I must assure you it is not.
This man killed a nobleman.
A deduction.
I know.
While he's dancing around,
kill
I'm
you
gonna
too.
kill
I
you.
would like to deduce
I mean, I will.
Okay, good.
best possible way to immobilize him completely.
Best possible way to immobilize him completely.
Like a sleep dart that you had in your neck
Yes, I
earlier?
was just thinking that.
Which we all kept.
We'd like to be able to
Obviously.
question him. We would just like to be in a place of power.
Well, if you don't want to use like something like a sleep dart,
I mean, then you tie him up and you question him later.
you want to try a sleep dart? Or there's a sleep dart, but if not, you could. I mean, then you probably just have to kind of, knock him out
Clobber
the
him?
old-fashioned way.
Floss.
What, do you want to garrote him? Oh,
We have to
you want to like
incapacitate him
lasso him with the
first.
floss?
a
That's
lasso of
awesome.
truth? Absolutely.
Okay.
Can we? Can
Let's have the head person do that.
Yeah.
I want to watch it happen.
You could absolutely give it a shot, but before you do, as you are getting ready, Ratigan steps back and he pulls the sheet off of this giant machine
very
behind
dramatic.
him. And what you could see is that the machine has like a flute sticking into like this giant, what looks like a giant speaker made of whistles.
My God.
And he says, it turns out these old train whistles vibrate at the exact right frequency I needed to amplify this flute. And do you know what this flute does? I bet you do. It controls rats. And he blows on the flute, and suddenly from the tunnels behind you, you start hearing like the scurrying footsteps and squeaking of rats coming towards you.
Oh boy.
And controlling all the rats, I will control all the mice and finally be king. I'm gonna be the king. I'm gonna be the king.
Someone kill him.
Now can I lasso him?
Who has the gun?
Disable
gun's used as a
the
rubber.
flute machine.
I'm
You're
going
the
to
only
take
one who
boat.
can.
But someone's got to lasso him so he's not there.
And
I'm gonna go get the gun.
Got it.
You're gonna go get the gun?
I want to pull the gun off the boat.
All right. You
Oh, yeah.
Ugh.
all right? You got to make a you got to make a heart roll. 'Cause
Brute strength.
The action of trying to get to the boat and get the
Yes.
I love the idea that everyone else is like doing something and you're like, I'm gonna go get the gun.
gun. You're going to get the gun. You're throwing the lasso.
No, I'm going to dismantle
the whistle.
I'm on lasso duty.
You're on lasso duty.
Because,
They're gonna lasso.
You,
I'm gonna help
dismantle.
dismantling the whistle.
All right. You are making a heart roll. You want to roll over your number. You can roll 2. You are making a heart roll. You want to roll over your number. You can roll.
This is a wheeling roll, effectively. I'm wheeling around. One might recognize this from Spider Wheels.
The lassoing?
No, I'm not lassoing.
Oh, you're just
I'm wrapping him up.
Jeff Kaplan. Thank you.
We have different
Well,
methods
Jeff.
here.
Jeff!
Okay.
I'm
then
wrapping him with my knitting. to
You
be
can
fair.
roll. You can roll 3 then.
I'm just like spiking it in and rolling around.
You can roll 3 then, and you're making a head
I'm
roll,
gonna dismantle
trying to dismantle the
out of that
machine.
thing.
You can roll 2 because you're working under pressure. You want to roll under your number. Your number is 4.
Can I assist?
Yeah, you can assist. You are also making a head roll. You want to roll under your number. Your number is 2. You can roll. It's just destroying something, I guess. Or
Yeah, you're
dismantling
smashing.
something. You can roll 2.
Smash. 1 success.
Wow. So you can roll an extra. So it's 2 successes. And a deduction, but we'll get back to that. Had 1 success? Okay.
2 successes.
2 successes. Okay. So
The whole thing goes remarkably well.
Gun, boat, diplomacy.
you
That's what I call it.
just go jumping through the rats as they start pouring in through the side tunnels, and you are able to sort of like leap over them and under their legs and just sort of avoid.
There were
them
far more already here than I realized
And-
before choosing this course of action.
And you get to the gun and you pull the gun trigger. You're wrestling it off, right? And you pull the gun trigger, and it's such a loud explosion. It knocks like all the rats back, like it's like the Hulk hitting the ground. It just like sends everybody flying.
Intentional.
Yeah. And you, 1 success. You managed to go around Ratigan and wrap him with your knitting, but it's not the greatest hold. So you've got him, but he's now kind of pulling on you, and you're in a bit of a tug of war with him.
Oh, clearly I need to hand that off to Toby.
Oh my god.
We'll get back to that.
punishes
You had
Dismantling.
Dismantling.
2 successes.
2 successes and a deduction. So yeah, 2 successes. Yeah, you just start pulling that machine apart, and like bit by bit, the whistle sound it's making, like the amplified flute sound, starts to die off, and the rats, you see them sort of start to like shake off, a little bit of something, whatever was controlling their head.
Could I take advantage of them for a moment while they're just a little bit persuadable to try to get them to do a thing?
You could try. It's a heart roll.
This song is for the rats who threw themselves into the ocean when they saw that the explosives in the cargo hold were just about to blow. Gunshot.
Okay, you know what? That is awesome. I'm not even gonna make you roll for that. That absolutely.
We all
works.
join in. Fuck it. Yeah.
They all start singing along.
Throw yourselves! Do
swaying.
it, rats!
Yeah.
Firing off.
Sewer!
And they get so into the spirit of things that they just throw themselves into the sewer and go just sort of floating off singing, having the time of their lives. And Ratigan's like, no, come back, sing my song, Ratigan. Yeah.
Your song sucks.
My song is very catchy.
Okay.
I don't think they caught it.
And he's like, you stop. And he sort of looks around at you, and he sort of gets really angry and rears up just like full size, and he takes just this big, like, sort of starts swiping wildly at everybody. Everybody make a quick heart roll. You can each roll 2.
Dex
you want
save.
to roll over your number.
Wheelie dodge?
2 successes.
Wheelie
1
dodge.
Thank you.
deduce.
2 successes, 1 deduce.
Yeah.
Deduce.
This is a heart roll?
Heart roll.
Yeah. 1 success, 1 deduce.
Damn.
I have a failure and I would like to let it roll.
Oh.
You have a failure and you would like to let it
Yeah,
roll.
it just sounds
Accept
fun.
it with dignity.
It just sounds fun right now.
Yeah.
Because I just had a big victory, and in stories you want ups and downs.
Yes, you do.
Okay, Ratigan misses all of you.
Oh, aims low, aim
But-
low, jump, aim low, jump, aim low, jump. Whoops.
Grabs you and he says, I'm gonna get some revenge, and he flings you like as hard as he can towards the wall. But before it happens, suddenly out of the shadows jumps a figure, and it's Basil of Baker Street, and he catches you. And you see him
Score
like,
swells.
and you see him shaking off, pulling some ropes off his wrists. That distraction was all I needed to break free, Ratigan. And,
So cool.
and Ratigan's like, no, not again. Ugh, I was this close to winning this time.
Can I just throw a scrap of foil at him because he's foiled again?
Oh my god.
Thank you.
I don't appreciate your literalism.
I want to real quick call out.
It's actually litter, so it's literalism.
I want to call out to Basil. I say, catch, and I throw him his revolver.
Oh, hey.
Basil,
Yeah.
and he takes it and he points it over at Ratigan and catches it in the air. And he's, thank you all. And Ratigan, freeze. And on that, what we will do is pull back,
Can I
and
ask for one quick post credits?
yeah.
I was all up into that cipher book of Ian Plymouth. Did I see anything about a certain Count von Ellsworth? Any information on a crime?
On
And
the
all of
murder
those details
of Count
about
von Ellsworth.
who might truly have done it?
Well, what I'll say is you did not, but after Ratigan was captured, Basil let you all take part in the interrogation. And after hours of asking him agonizing, penetrating, sometimes silly and just annoying questions, you eventually got Ratigan to admit that he was behind the murder that you have always been accused of.
Vindication!
But what's more is that you were able to take the bits of the machine that you deconstructed and you realized that they could actually be used to help perfect the string cheesinator. The invention that you've been working on your whole life.
And not cartogenist.
Yeah, it just needed to vibrate at the right frequency, and now that you have those train whistles, you were able to totally make that work.
My whole life.
Finally, you solved the string theory.
I did.
And Basil is so impressed with you. You have proven yourself as
No one tell him I stole this revolver.
one of his
Came from
team.
you.
Yeah, he didn't even think about all
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
stuff.
It's saved the day. It's fine.
It's
It's
fine.
fine.
It's fine.
And well, you did not exactly find love, but
But
Darling, early days.
that's the that is the to black right there. That's the stinger.
and on that, yes, early days, we cut to black.
Awesome.
But after the credit rolls, there's an after credit sequence. Now,
Classic.
Yeah.
we
Good,
have
keep donating.
Don't stop.
starting with our Into the Spider-Verse game, we had done a thing where, in tribute to the movie Into the Spider-Verse, where Miles' father makes him tell him that he loves him on the steps of the school in front of the whole school. He does a thing where he's, say you love me, say you love me, say you love me, and then when he finally believes him, he says, copy that. Well, we had a couple of games where that became a bonus tier, so we're going to do a version of that for Great Rat Detective. This is the Dom time, the early Dom time payoff. So basically, I'm going to play Dr. Dawson, I will play Dr. Dawson, except for when I do it, Sam, you'll play Dr. Dawson. And Dr. Dawson says, "You're despicable," and Ratigan says, "Yes." And you each need to do the hey, yes. You're Ratigan, I'm Dr. Dawson. And we'll start with Vince.
I just say that.
Yeah, I say you're despicable, and you'd give me your best Ratigan voice, Vincent Price. Yes.
Vincent Price?
Yeah,
Oh my god, okay.
yeah, okay. You're despicable.
Yes.
That's really good, actually.
Wow.
I feel like professional actor, Vince Cassett. Cast him in all your things.
Voice actor, what up?
Yeah, really.
Get at him.
You're
Get at him.
despicable.
Yes.
Yeah. You're despicable.
Yes.
You're despicable.
Yes. You're despicable.
Yes.
Yeah.
And on that,
Nailed
we cut to
it.
black.
Yes. Yes.
But then the second after credit series sequence where Nick
Whoa.
Fury shows up and asks you to join the Avengers.
Done. Sold.
It doesn't. Okay, so real quick, starting with Rave, let's go around the table.
Yes.
Tell the good people where they can find you and what you're up to these days.
Yes. Hi everyone, my name is Ravity Domesday. You can find me on Twitter at @_Ravity. I'm working on a really cool short film that shoots in 3 weeks that a lot of you helped me get to. And it's going so well. It's also consuming my life entirely. So I'm really happy I could come here and roll some dice with y'all right now. But yeah, that's literally my life right now.
I'm Sam Delaney. You can find me on Twitter at Tchaikovsky, ChaiKovsky. I will be out on assignment tomorrow, but you can catch the rest of my cast tomorrow, and you will catch me back next week right here from 5 to 8 for New Pantheon, the Scion game that we get to play here on Saving Throw. Again, that's Sundays, 5 to 8 p.m. on Saving Throw Show. You can also catch me on Plunders and Blunders, the D&D comedy podcast I do with my friends. That's released every Monday wherever fine podcasts are distributed. And Callisto 6 Lives. New episodes from Season 2 are coming out on YouTube. We have the whole first half of the second season already out. And new episodes are coming out every week for the third season on Geek and Sundry's Twitch. That's twitch.tv/Geek and Sundry, and that's Fridays from 4 to 7 PDT.
Awesome. Hey, I'm Nicole Tompkins. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Nikki Lee Tompkins. This is my first live stream.
And you
doing
were-
it.
oh, you
Not even slightly your last? Let's just be very clear on that.
So
Absolutely.
we'll
The voice
see.
alone. Oh my god.
It's from here. Who knows?
And otherwise, yeah, I'm just working the acting grind, doing lots of voiceover. Have a couple cool games that'll be coming out, but aren't announced yet. But follow me, and you'll know when they are.
It's gonna be cool. I promise.
Love it. Thanks.
Hey, I'm Vince Casso. You can find me on the tweets and Instas at Vince Casso. Also on Geek and Sundry's LA by Night and We're Alive Frontier. And yeah, just follow me online for all of my various little voiceover and acting gigs. They pop up routinely.
Yay!
And I'm Rick Budd. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at rbud913, or you can follow the show at Tempting Fate RPG. And we are on hiatus for a while. I don't think we're going to be back again till the end of August or the beginning of September. We'll tweet about that when we got a date. But we will be at Gen Con.
Gen Con!
So
Con!
come see us at Gen Con. I think Sam and Rave.
Yeah, I will be there.
Maybe some other very cool people will be there. I'm hoping to be able to start announcing stuff in the next couple of days. But it's going to be a blast. Come see us at Gen Con and go check out the awesome art from My2K on our Twitter feed. Check out today's official Carrier Penguin, all that stuff. And thank you. Oh my God, you guys, you donated. Y'all donated $1,500 today. For just
You're amazing.
such an incredibly worthy cause.
Thank you.
We did not get to The Bachelor.
Totally fine.
Totally fine. We're gonna figure out a way to because that has to happen.
We're making
live.
fetch happen.
It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
We're just gonna. This is gonna keep
It's
being a
just-
tier
yeah,
until
until it happens.
Yeah.
We're gonna figure out a way.
We
to
will
make
earn
that
our way
yeah.
to that tier because we like to donate.
Yeah, so
Hashtag
incredibly
dinner.
grateful. Thank you so
Sherlock,
much,
Sherlock,
everybody.
Sherlock.
Yeah, and thank you so much, everyone here.
Thank you, Rick.
Thank you, Rick, for the wonderful game.
That was a great game.
We saved Basil.
And thanks
We
to Tom
did.
and Megan and everyone at
He
Saving
saved
Throw.
himself.
Honestly, yeah.
Thank you for jumping
We
fate
should-
with us.
We were
you.
president.